Hello, and welcome to D4, where I, Dustin,
and I, Devin, Codium, a 5th edition game of Dungeons
and Dragons. Before we get into our sponsors, we just want to remind you all that we will be at MomoCon at the end of this month. So come hang out with us in Atlanta, Georgia from May 26th through the 29th. Some of us will be on panels with a few familiar faces in the TTRPG community. Download the app now to find out when and where you can find us around the convention.
Don't die. Well, let's hear from our sponsors. So, everybody, get up. It's Beetle and Grimm now. We got a new edition going down. Welcome to the Spell Jam. Well, here's your chance in advance. Buy the Spell Jam.
All right.
That's right, Spelljammer has been confirmed. And more importantly, Spelljammer Platinum and Silver Edition boxes from Beetle and Grimm confirmed for pre-order right now.
Gorgeous.
So head over there and check out how to have adventures in space with the amazing, comprehensive, and immersive box of game-enhancing material. Also check out the new promo video for the Kamigawa Platinum Edition backpack at Intermission that Nate and Devin shot.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. It's so
Pretty
good.
gorgeous.
But I think because we don't have Ethan here.
Ethan, I think there's a couple guys that
Yeah, a couple guys that just want to
Oh
show
my
off.
lord. No.
Oh.
Howdy, y'all. It's Emmett.
And I'm Earl.
We got a letter from a friend of ours named Morton Kevin. Oh, wait a minute. Scratch that. It's Eldon Kevin?
Yeah, Eldon Kevin.
Eldon Kevin. Yeah. And he says, and I quote, "Dear Emmett and Earl."
Hey, that's us.
Yep. Yes, it is, Earl. Dear Emmett and Earl, my mother says that you are no longer allowed over at my house on account of the fact that we blew up half the garage last time you were here when we were using my new Eldritch powers to create a foundry of kick-ass giant gauntlets of power.
Wow. Hey, yeah, there was a claw. Good for opening cold ones. Yeah. There was... wasn't there something... Oh, that power fist of rock. Yeah, that's great for crushing cold ones.
Yeah, I like the hand cannon and the energy cannon because I like freedom.
Yeah, you definitely freed the garage from two of its walls. What else does it say?
It says, sorry we can't hang out, but I have manipulated my warlock powers granted through my Eldritch Foundry, and you can put hashtag Eldritch into the Twitch chat, and you could win an Eldritch Foundry gift card worth $50.
Whoa!
Also says, please don't tell my mom I took it from her purse. Probably unimportant.
Fine.
But if you don't win, you can also go to check out the new Power Gauntlets and get 15% off your order when you enter D4 D&D at checkout.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't know, but I'm going to get me one of them energy cannons.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeehaw! Damn it! Why did Eldon Kevin's mom just call me?
Eldon Kevin, it's your mother. It's your mother. I need to know what happened to the garage right now.
Young man! So, I'm Goblin Katie, a.k.a. Katie Downey, and I would like to tell you about a little something called Die Hard Dice. Now, Die Hard Dice isn't going to blow up your garage. Unless, of course, you get so many that your walls just kind of expand and collapse. Not that I'm on the path to do that, but I have goals. I have goals. Mm-hmm. But they have a variety of dice. Not only do they have 7 and 11-piece TTRPG dice, they also have 10-piece dice sets for D10s in case you're maybe playing a World of Darkness game or something along those lines. They also have Magic the Gathering counter sets, the positive and negative sets that you use when playing Magic the Gathering. So it's not just TTRPG joy, it's all sorts of joy. I strongly recommend you head over to dieharddice.com and use the code D4BFGS to get 15% off your order for the month of May. Now, they are releasing a slew of new designs this month, so you're going to want to keep checking back. Or you can do it easily by going to their Twitter or Instagram, dieharddice, and adding that onto your feed. You will see marvelous, beautiful gems cross your path, and you can go buy them and get 15% off. Or if you don't need more dice, you can buy them and send them to me. That also works. Donate to a needy cause. I need dice, people.
We
No,
want to see
she
the
doesn't.
house blow up.
Die hard dice.
She does not need dice.
I do. I need them.
Ellie with D&D Beyond.
What's up, gamers? I'm doing the ad read this week for D&D Beyond because I have tricked Ethan into falling into a pit trap by putting a mint condition vintage arcade fight stick down there that was actually just cake. So as always, you can put the code #Beyond in the chat to win a player's bundle, but that's not what I'm going to talk to you about today. I'm here to talk about Mordenkainen presents Monsters of the Multiverse. Too Many M's, amazing book. It releases tomorrow. It comes with 30 playable races, including goblins. Sorry, it's my first ad read. Hobgoblins and kobolds. There's some cool updates, including changes to ability score increases and a new way to choose your language options. The book also contains 250 monsters for you evil DMs out there to torture your players with, or 250 trophies for you evil players out there. This is your last day to pre-order it. Pre-ordering it instantly unlocks the Astral Digital Dice set. Blech. There's too many D's, like D4. 8 character sheet backdrops, and when the book goes live, you'll get character sheet portrait frames. So go ahead and go on over to D&D Beyond right now, open up another tab. Don't you dare close this one. And go ahead and pre-order it right now.
There is one thing that I can add on.
Yeah.
Another tab.
On the 17th of this month, they're unlisting Volo's Guide to Monsters and Mordenkainen's Tomb of Foes because a lot of that information is in the new book.
Yep.
So they're going to unlist them on D&D Beyond unless you already own them. So there's a lot of lore in those books that you're probably interested in. So if you want to have access to those on D&D Beyond, you need to get them before the 17th. That gives you 2 days.
And get that sweet completionist discount on the book.
Hi.
Uh-oh.
If you know, you know. If you don't, I'm here to tell you that tonight will be the super blood moon lunar eclipse. What does this mean? Well, it might just make you face your destiny. And what is your destiny? Well, luckily I'm here to tell you, because I'm your destiny. I am your destiny in the sense that I'm going to tell you that your destiny is Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, and this code right below me is your destiny, and you're here. You manifested it, now you're here to claim it, and it's the moon's fault, so congratulations.
Blame it on the moon.
It's really easy to forget your problems when you blame them on the moon. My single's coming out later.
Hey, queens. Are you ready to sissy the house down boots, mama? Yes, God? Well, then go ahead and head over to d4dndrpg.com to get your life and slay on the runway, mama.
Very slay.
Bye.
Without further ado, let us immerse ourselves.
Into the Chronicles of D4. What?
Ladies' night!
And we're back.
Last time, on Dispatch to the Deep and a Dumo's diaform, or diaform. I think it's diaform. The BFGs returned to the hidden city of Hope as Saesha made her way to the main library and stayed up all night researching. Meanwhile, Karina and Vinley bonded while flying over the utopian city of Rymanthium. The next morning, before heading out, the group finds a package outside of Lucari's door from Gretchen. It is a sending stone, gifted to Karina so the two could stay in touch after awkwardly bonding over the past 3 days.
The party leaves Rymanthian by having Vinley cast Teleportation Circle in Neverminth, with it being the identical sister tower of Blackstaff Tower. The group finds themselves back in the presence of Vajra Safar in Waterdeep, where they promptly give a large stack of notes on their findings and their missions outside the city. After the party is excused, Vinley is promoted from Senior Grey Hand to a full member of Waterdeep's elite adventuring task force as a Force Grey Initiate. With her promotion comes new responsibilities and new benefits, such as the ability to use her undead in the aid of the city with impunity.
Bam. Impunity.
Hashtag
Without
impunity.
let or hindrance.
The BFGs all make their way home and meet all of their old friends once again, including some new ones, such as the Asterian Order, a mercenary group that Harold hired to keep the tavern protected right before they left. The group rejoices in the presence of old friends and warm welcomes while being reminded of the cold absence of Voss, whose bedroom is now barren beyond its base furniture. Harold takes Karina around the alley to get acquainted with the neighbors, except for Fala, who seems to not be home, as Karina starts planning secrets with the neighbors behind the BFG's backs.
She fits in so perfectly.
Eager to see those missing from the alleyway, Vinley goes to meet with Davil and Fala, who he has under protection. While enjoying a picnic in a magnificent mansion disguised as an elven burial ground, Vinley updates them on her adventure while letting them know how much they mean to her and what adventuring outside the city has taught her. After being directly confronted by the Doom Raiders' leader, Vinley tells Davil the truth about how she tried to sell his soul to the pit fiend in Daggerford in exchange for her and her friends' lives. In return, he is noticeably disappointed, but reserved in judgment as he sends her home while he contemplates what future they may have.
As the day draws closer to an end, Saesha goes out to meet with her own Doom Raider love interest for the night on the town with Gariel, captain of the Chained Mermaid. And despite how the last game ended, we're going to rewind time just a little bit because we pick up tonight's episode. On the way back to the ship after a night of vigilantism, the two red-headed vixens, now with damp brow and a few scrapes and bruises, after a few fights, walk down the sun-baked fish gut-stench streets of the darkened, broken lamp alleyways of the dock ward. You learn on your night out that there's a new gang war. No longer does the feud of the Xanathar and Zentarum flood the streets, but is now a blood war between Manshoon's Zentarum and the other Manshoon's Red Wing. And it was a few low-end mercs of the first, the Zentarum, that caught your blade this night, but not without a few of their own blows landing their marks as well. On your way down towards the bay docks, the gorgeous woman to your side wraps her fingers in yours and stops you before brushing your hair out of your face.
You're in rare form tonight, Angel. Damn, it looks like one of those snakes caught you right in the eye. Yeah. That's gonna leave a mark. I think I might have something that can help you see in the dark.
I can see, but see better?
No, I guess not. Why'd you let them hit you? As I said, you're in rare form. It's like you were looking to get hurt and looking to hurt someone back. Everything all right, Angel? You know you can talk to me. Honestly, I've been kind of worried. I haven't heard your voice in a few days through one of those whispers you send on the wind.
Yeah, I can't do that anymore. When I met Mom, my oath was a lie. I never really connected with it the way I think you're supposed to. I always fought it. And it was like I was supposed to do that, and I thought that it was the path I was supposed to walk, so it was sort of an obligation. And then when I met Mom, I realized where I come from. And when
You met your mom.
yeah,
You found her.
I did. Some of the George Forsworn, who serves the Elder Eye, murdered her.
Oh, Angel.
I knew her for about 30 seconds. And I remember how I was, I made that deal with the hag for knowledge. She wanted to know where my mom was when I found out. So I had to tell her. And George Forsworn showed up and killed her.
I do not have the words to express the sympathy I have for you. The world is cruel even to the best of us. And I never knew my parents, so I cannot share in your sorrow, but know that I'm here for you, Angel. I can say I've had a fair share of death walking my path throughout my life. I wish I could say it gets easier. In a way it does, but that's just time letting you forget the pain for the little you keep living your life, experiencing new things, people, emotions, sometimes reminiscing the good times with those that are gone, and that's why it doesn't get any easier. Those scars will never heal, but that choice, I can't even imagine.
I saved Pixel. It was her or Pixel.
I understand.
Um,
You said you knew her for about 30 seconds. Tell me what you do know about her. And in that way, she's still here. I'm not devout. I mean, I pay my dues to the bitch queen and pray for her pity, but I don't lead my life by another statutes and limitations, God or otherwise. However, that being said, I do believe that there are two deaths we all endure in our existence. The day we leave this mortal plane, and the day we are truly forgotten. Tell me about the woman who made the most beautiful creature I have ever laid eyes on.
promise not to ever tell anyone.
Angel, I swear by my life and all that I hold dear, that your secrets are probably the only ones I'll ever keep. Or at least make someone not pay for them.
Lara was my mother. Is my mother. I am the child of a goddess.
So, when I call you Angel, that is only partially a term of endearment and partially truth? Damn, your mother is Lara? Well.
Yeah, but she was everything I needed, everything I wanted in a mother. Before she died, she asked me if I wanted the truth or a lie. And knowing her nature, I said a lie, because it would allow her to be more honest. She told me she loved me, that she'd been there all my life, and she was. While we were on this, I thought it was Ogma, came to me twice. It was her. The first time was after Voss left, and I was really hurting. And she told me that love is a wicked blade, but it also makes for the most beautiful stories and songs. And the second time, I don't remember why she was there. I just know she was. And again, she brought me comfort and consoled me. But after all of this, I'm angry. I'm so angry. And I swore a new oath. I swore to be the undoing of all those responsible for her death. Almost all of them.
There's that fire I've been seeing all night. There's a few times tonight that it really got me going. I mean, you stabbed that guy in the kidney.
Both of them.
But if I'm honest, Angel, it has me a little concerned too. That's not the woman I sought to corrupt, you know. That is not the woman I somehow, despite my best efforts, tripped and fell off the plank for. Not saying you had me running for the hills. I was still beside you after you were getting corrupted by that hag, after you accidentally killed some people. Been there, don't worry. However, I do want to make sure that you do not lose who you are in the heat of it all. Don't become the monster they tried to force you to be. Be focused, be diligent, and when needed, be ruthless, but be cognizant of your choices and who you choose to be. Make the hard choices, but don't let the hard choices make you. But I'm not here to ruin a good night. Let me say we head in for the night.
Just 1 second first. Every time something tried to tempt me on this journey, they used you. I found myself in your cabin a couple times, randomly. And I realized I love you.
And like I said, I done damn walked off the plank for you. I love you too, Angel. What do you say we go back to my cabin now?
I think I would find great comfort there.
As you make your way up the ramp, attaching the massive galleon to one of the docks, not too far away from the haunted Dock 13, you find yourself in the dead of night, looking out over the edge into the bay waters. The waning gibbous moon illuminates and reflects off the soft ripples of the ocean waves. But you know there is a darkness that lies ahead, much like the dark that seeps between the stars in an empty vastness of space. But the seductive woman links arms with you and almost drags you towards the captain's quarters. She opens the doors to a dark room, but your passive perception notices a figure waiting in the shadows before they light a tinder stick and ignite one of the oil lamps hanging from the ceiling.
I need everybody but Goblin to leave the table, please.
Just gonna grab this.
There.
I didn't know we were leaving the table, but I wore heels tonight, so I guess I'm the true winner here, everyone.
And if you could please send in.
Surprise.
Surprise! What's going on?
We'll take a moment to get set up. If you just want to scoot that off to the side, to the edge, or you can put yours there. Whatever is best for you.
Remind me where we are.
You are on the Chained Mermaid, Gariel Grey One's ship, and you're currently in the captain's quarters. You have just lit a lamp, an oil lamp.
The Saesha and Gariel have just opened the door and gone in as you light the candle. But before this happens, go ahead and just go ahead and roll me a stealth check for
getting onto the ship and stuff like
35, natural 20.
that. Good. Good to know.
And he's back.
Okay.
I'm trembling.
What is your passive insight?
Passive insight is 21.
I think her passive deception beats that.
But as the lantern lit, you see a very familiar silhouette leaning against the back wall that kind of overlooks the window that looks out onto the ocean.
You look a little different now, don't you? You carry a different attire. If you want to describe that for us.
Boss is cloaked in very dark maroons. His hair is blood red. His face carries new scars from what looks to be recent battles, even like marred along the right side of his face. But aside from that, there's a different energy to him that you can immediately sense.
Saesha has a new scar over her left eye. There's a scar, and her eye itself has fog pouring up from it, like in her divine form. Her other eye is blackened, and she carries herself differently. Not as timid as she used to. And she looks at you and says, "Hi, Redwing."
Have a seat, if you would, please.
She glances at Gariel.
He asked me if he could meet you here once he knew you were back in town. I told him if I saw you tonight, I'd send word to meet us back here. I didn't tell you because I wanted to let you live in the moment instead of thinking about anything that would burden your mind. He said he wanted to talk to you about some things alone, excluding me, of course. See what he has to say.
Before we begin, and I take out the lantern and shine it along all sides, the invisibility detecting lantern.
Okay.
Shine it along all sides of the cabin, as well as the immediate outside.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Not great. 9.
Don't see anything. No invisible immediate creatures reveal themselves in the lantern's light. You don't notice anybody peering or looking in as you kind of just scan the area.
I made that mistake before. I won't make it again. Not now.
We've missed you. I know you're doing what you need to do, but I just want you to know you've been missed.
Are you doing what you've needed to do?
I think so.
Tell me about it.
Like I said, I met Mom. And I told them where she was. And George Forsworn showed up and killed her with the Jithamon dagger. And then the two cultists who were with them were doing some sort of ritual. The last thing she said to me was to leave. And she opened a portal. And we ran through it. And I'm angry. I'm not sad. I'm angry. And I've taken a new oath.
Oh?
I've sworn an oath of vengeance.
On who?
George Forsworn. Let me pull up the list because I don't remember it off the top of my head right now. Oh, wait. This is the faster way to do it. Sorry, guys.
It's all good. The simpler answer could be all of those that serve.
All of the ones who were responsible for her death.
Serve the Elder Eye.
Especially the Elder Eye. Severin Silvergen, Auntie Agnes, Shothbragat, George Forsworn, and the Elder Eye by his actual name.
So
I'm
what-
going to be their undoing.
And what are you doing to accomplish this?
All this happened 3 days ago. I did some research on their cults, who they are, but I'm going to be... I need to go to, I think, Bentley's home. She's from an island of elves. They're long-lived and keep fastidious records. This has happened before. The Living Gate. There might be information there.
As I understand it from what you told me, your choice was between giving up your mother or the soul of Pixel, correct?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with your decision?
Yes and no.
Why?
Giving up my mother was the wrong tactical decision. I gave them another god. I made the emotional decision to save Pixel because I couldn't imagine us coming back and telling Kara. And I couldn't imagine subjecting Pixel to that life.
And when confronted with this choice again, do you believe you'll make the right choice this time?
I think I'll make the hard choice. This isn't about my heart anymore. It's about winning. Because if we don't win, everything's lost.
I'm glad you understand that. Based on the trials you've gone, I may have died on the trip. It's easy to think about, but you were moving to places I couldn't follow. And I had to be where I could use my resources and skills the most.
I know.
Thank you for understanding.
You said something when you were leaving about having to be true to yourself.
Yes.
I respect that. That's what made me accept it. I love you too much to expect you to be anything different.
I have always wondered since we started this why your father sent you out into the world with so little experience. It's vexed me since we began this journey. And now, confronted with the unreasonable truth of everything that has happened, I do wonder if even with this new oath and even with your new drive, if you're capable of that. It's easy for me to talk, I wasn't there. But I do know this. I cannot come back to the group. And you now know someone there has to be the one to make the pragmatic decisions. I know you're traveling with someone new, so I don't know anything about her, but the other three can't. You understand that, right?
I do. We relied on you for that without realizing it, I think.
Perhaps it's better that I left then.
We'll see how it all turns out. Because if everything goes horribly awry, I'm gonna say that it probably would have been better if you stayed. But if we manage to pull this off, and we prevent this elder evil from manifesting here, everything happens for a reason. My mother left a trail for me, and she knew what was coming. She knew exactly what was coming, and she provided me with the information I need to see her again.
And what are you willing to do to fulfill this oath of vengeance that you have?
I wouldn't say anything, but I would say damn near anything. There are some things that are too important.
I respect that. I won't make deals with otherworldly entities or primordial evils. But just about everything else.
From my standpoint, going back to those choices, Doom Raiders had to do a lot of evil shit to stop half the world from dying, and to stop a lich from birthing an elder evil into our world. And that was the first damn thing I did with him. After that, Devil worked out a deal with some factions, mostly Zentarum, convinced us all to retire here. I'm sure their past is just as stained in blood, guilt, and sorrows as mine is. Sometimes life is messy. Honestly, most of the time, it is. And you don't know the right answer because sometimes there isn't one. So you just have to make a choice. Oftentimes an unfair and hard choice. The world isn't black and white, it's a messy storm of gray. And although you can always have a choice, you don't always have the time to weigh the options. Making a choice can oftentimes be worse, but not making a choice can oftentimes be worse. And life is about making hard choices And it's also how we deal with those choices and the reasons we choose them that define us.
I suppose that brings me neatly here. The resources that I've accrued, even over the past 2 weeks, need to be served to the purpose of destroying this. It's important that we remain in contact, and it's important, in my opinion, that the city have a different pragmatic defender. I'm here to invite you to the table. Just you. I want you to join the Doom Raiders. Just you. The offer extends to no one else in the group.
Why? Why me?
For the longest period of time, I thought Harold would be the one who could be that. But Harold wants to park the ship. I hope he never finds out what the cost of inaction is. You leave anyone to take the wheel. V, she's still shrouded in indecision, even now, after all that's happened. I don't even know if she's figured out what she's going to do with her wayward father. And Venley, powerful, emotionally brittle. She made a deal with that thing when we were at a level beyond danger, when we just wandered into town, and I fear to think what she'll do when the pressure is on. What entity she'll choose to make a deal with that could be even worse than the one coming. But you, I'd always kept my distance, particularly because what seemed to be writhing inside of you pulled you to the primordial. If you didn't walk the narrow path, I was afraid to move you in this, for it to literally corrupt you down to your core, and to deal with something I was beyond dealing with. But now, having regained your autonomy, the greatest victory you have fought, I want to extend this invitation to you. And, as a sign of showing that I trust you, I'll tell you what I wouldn't tell the others. Exactly what I have planned for the city.
What do you get out of this?
I get to assist in the destruction of this thing. And more than that, your voice is unique. I have been very good in my life in seeing potential in things no one else does. And while your power as a paladin is mighty, it's not special as compared to your perspective, which I have always respected at least. Not the naive, wide-eyed girl, but the woman who can see things that no one else can. I still remember back in that book, you were the one who saw the entity as the damsel, so to speak, when no one else could. Even now, as the Doom Raiders begin to amass in power, and as we go to war with the factions within this city, there are certain voices missing from that table. I would like yours to be amongst them. That's what I get out of it. Perspective. Parts of which I know I have lacked.
Are you expecting me to feed you information about the BFGs?
Only if they're planning to undermine me. It's part of the reason why I couldn't stay in the group. Harold, I know, would undermine me. V, I know, would go along with Harold. And Vinley, at the end of the day, will not support what I'm trying to do.
And what are you trying to do? And Saesha walks over and sits down.
You know those 3 years as I was in bandages, you'd always read me the histories of the world, time of troubles, the second sundering, all of that. But you know what I noticed? Nothing changes. Not really. The institutes are the same. The cities are the same. The methods are the same. Some of the faces change, but the game remains the same. It's maddening when you think about it. But what could I do? I'm not a powerful archmage. I don't have a command of the weave. I remember back when we first protected Renair, whenever the abominations almost stole him away from us. I saw Bregan de Arth soldiers, what I thought using wands to shoot them out of the sky. It wasn't until later that Jarlaxle told me exactly what they were.
What are they?
Natural weapons. They don't use magic. The sword that we acquired from Daggerford was part of a deal I made with Jarlaxle to acquire just one of them. But I had no intention of using it. You see, I actually got pretty good at this game. I spent my time in the city making connections that could fill in the places that I myself could not. More so than anyone else, which surprised me. Of course, having the weapon in my hands, I had no idea how it worked. I don't have the mind for it. But I made a friend with someone who could. I spent a lot of time in the Temple of Gond. Nim is a fascinating person, if that's the word. He's far more than just a machine. He contains the spark of divinity inside of him. I asked him, in exchange for assistance with what he was doing, to decipher it, replicate it, and put it on the mass scale, to create a new form of warfare that would eclipse everything else. One that didn't rely on magic, but on innovation and science instead. Of course, I knew Jarlaxle would never approve of this. So I made a second move. I went to Jarlaxle with specific blueprints for a new type of firearm improved by Nim. And I offered Jarlaxle what he really wanted. Entering into the Lord's Alliance was a smart move, a good tactical decision. But it wouldn't be permanent. Our current open Lord is a chosen of Mystra. How long would it be before the calling would send her elsewhere? She doesn't really want this position. And then, whatever chuckle fuck the Masked Lords decide may decide he doesn't want the city of Luskan in the Lord's Alliance. So I made him indispensable. I turned the city of Luskan into the center of warfare on this continent, and created a link between it and Neverwinter that will survive centuries. As we speak, noble houses, under our influence, are funding the very engines that will transform Luskan from a pirate shanty town into an industrial complex, and one that will ensure that Waterdeep rises with it. I'm well aware of the dislike between Neverwinter and Luskan. They've been at war in the past.
Waterdeep.
No, Neverwinter and Luskan.
Okay,
have been
yeah.
at war. Yeah.
Cool. Just making sure that.
Consult the D&D. I know this to be a fact, actually.
Got it. Cool.
But I've never cared for Neverwinter anyway.
We did pass through it pretty quick.
Did you meet the man in charge? Our old open lord? Daggled Neverember?
No.
Pity.
Be interesting to meet him. I feel like I'd want to punch him in the face, though, for what he did to Renair.
He's a schemer. Much like me, but with a very limited vision. I see a future where the noble houses, seeing this engine eclipse the previous part, looks to where it originated from. And while we'll keep it secret for a time, their eyes will turn to the Temple of Gond, which has never, ever been a major influencer in the city. New voices rise, the old ones fall. Even the guilds are beginning to see my way of thinking.
How do you know that they won't just take this information and run with it on their own?
Luskan, you mean?
No. Well, them too, but the Lords of Waterdeep.
Of course, eventually it'll get out. Eventually everything does. But the first ones to the table get to eat the most and dictate the pace. That's what I want. I'm not interested in the permanent seats of power. I'm not interested in that. I am interested in changing the city permanently.
So wouldn't they need to keep their seats at the table?
They would, but they might find support lacking. For a long time, the masked lords have been the powers that be at Waterdeep. More's the pity, considering one has been undermining us this entire time.
Yeah.
The guilds, myself, even certain other figures, agree that this is an egregious sin.
Who?
You'll learn as we go along. But suffice it to say, very powerful influencers within the guilds, which the Doom Raiders have begun to influence. My goal has always been to eradicate the true despots of this city and end the masked lord system once and for all. But I needed influence, and I needed incentive. All my life, I have been finding out what people want and getting it for them. Much as I hate to admit it, my 28 some odd years as a slaver, all that time, has served me up to this point. And now the wheels of progress are beginning to turn for the first time. And there is no going backwards this time. The more the lords fight against this inevitable incursion upon their power, the more the underlying systems will begin to rebel against them. There will be chaos. There will be war. But I never pretended that that wouldn't happen. I want to put an end to the age of stone and magic and bring about a new age of steam and steel. Not everything I do will go to plan, and of course there will be problems in the future. In fact, I doubt I'll live to see most of this. But then again, if there are those at Vision sitting at the table, perhaps not mine, but one which sees forward momentum, it won't matter. You can see why the others would hate this.
Yeah. What do you...
What do I get out of it?
No. I know what you get out of it. what do you expect of me in terms of if I did this? Doom Raider business would be Doom Raider business.
Yes, it would.
And BFG business would be BFG business.
Yes, it would.
What do you think?
I'll support whatever decision you make. He's already come to Davil about it. We've talked. If you want to be in, Davil will extend the offer to you. But again,
We have it's sort of like working together, and I know from stories sometimes that causes problems. Do you think it would?
I don't see why. No real difference between what we're doing now and what we do then. I mean, I'll be honest. It would have been fun to corrupt you a couple weeks ago. But this new side of you, as long as you don't forget what we talked about earlier, you know I'll support you no matter what you do.
Sometimes you have to go against the group's best interest for what is truly right. They hated me for that for the longest time. I imagine you resented me as well. I don't blame you for that. But I felt I had to do what I thought was right.
It's also about how you go about it. Because I can do the exact same thing he did, but I assure you they'll be eating out my hands, not trying to kill me.
No one wants to kill, well, maybe Venley.
You did catch on one thing that I hadn't thought of.
Luskin running off on their own?
No, I had thought of that. It was before then. When you challenged Uthal's ability to lie, I thought you had a good point. Lucky for me. And this is why this has to remain Doom Raider business. I was able to acquire the services of two very talented liars to supplant the two noble houses here. Osvaldo is still deciding where his allegiances lie, but Uthal, having gone against his father as readily as he did, you are correct, would not be able to fool him. Luckily, we had two on staff who could. Harold's parents.
Oh.
I have them acting as courtiers for Uthal. I know your immediate thought is that Elerthak would recognize them, but here's what I'll tell you now. That was a ruse I had concocted.
That's not my immediate thought. My immediate thought is the Rose would recognize them.
The Rose is not involved with Elerthak.
The Rose was a rival, as the leader of a rival gang to the Zentarum, or at least they were until...
They are staying within the premises of the house for now. And my concern is defending Uthal's position. There are risks, certainly. I don't disagree with that. But we have to use the resources that we are given to their fullest extent sometimes. I didn't threaten them. I asked them to assist in the war that their son was fighting. I didn't lie once. They are, as I was for the longest period of time, consumed with guilt. And so they are moving forward in this manner. If Osvaldo decides to join our cause as well, the courtesy will be extended to him too. Rebuilding his house will take some time. But that brings us to the matter at hand, actually. and the main reason why I called you over. Since I came back to the city, I've been using connections to find out exactly how deep this evil lurks within it. If you remember, the castle lanterns were the one that told us that the noble houses called out to this thing, summoning it here in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
I've been looking into that to see if it was more than mere fabrication. Turns out it's true. Right now, it's circumspect. But I have reason to believe that House Yellowcrest is involved with Far Realm entities, among others. I'll give you the full list before we leave, but for now I just want you to focus on this one. Apparently, in their past, a manor right next to Troll Skull Alley was owned by family Yellowcrest. And while these events were never made public, the rumor is that Lady Maria, her 3 children, and 4 servants were all stabbed to death and then their tongues removed.
4?
Eyes removed?
And
Eyes removed, sorry.
Both.
Yep.
Both.
Both.
Eyes and tongues.
Tongues and eyes removed. The city looked into this but found no ill business.
No, of
And
course they didn't.
Lord Yellowcrest himself was away from Waterdeep on business on the day.
Convenient.
I thought so too. Rumors abound, but nothing could be pinned to him. I had to search deep, use my Harper connections.
You're
Yeah.
a Harper?
That I am. I took place in the Harpers to make up for my mistake when I outed Renair.
I thought you got kicked out.
Yes.
Okay.
I came across 2 potential leads. One of them was an adventuring knight named Sir Vekin. He was a lover of one of the servants who died, correct? A lead worth following up, but I have something much more pressing for you to deal with. I eventually was able to contact an old business partner of his, blue-skinned wood elf named Faeril. And I procured him.
Him, Faeril?
Yes. He's currently below deck.
Did you acquire him willingly?
Did anybody see you drag this person onto my ship?
I have every reason to believe they did not.
She nods.
Torture and interrogation was actually one of my main jobs in the ring, but then I got to thinking. You should handle this. You see aspects I do not. Perhaps you can think of an easier or less messy way to do this. And if your oath to vengeance is so strident, this man may very well contain information to bring us to a next solid lead in destroying this cult. I don't know for certain, but it's the best I could come up with in my limited time.
I'm glad to know that you're still working on this.
Of course, this threatens us all. I'm not blind to that reality. But in all honesty, if I had followed you any further, I'd probably be dead. I'm not what I once was. And I never will be again.
None of us are.
All the more reason for you to see how far your new oath takes you. I believe this man has information that can assist us. and I am confident that I could drag it out of him. But if you're going to follow this new oath, and you're going to be a unique voice, these are the kinds of things that you're going to have to do that I don't believe anyone else in the group is capable of. Part of the horrible thing of making the wrong choices is the hard choices is accepting that people are going to hate you for doing it. That, by your own admission, was what caused you to give up your mother. But if making the right choice was easy, we wouldn't be necessary. We wouldn't be needed to make the pragmatic choice. You feel you can do this?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Then at your discretion, I will wait here.
I'll be back. You said he's below deck?
I know.
Is there anything in particular you're looking to know from him?
We need to know, and correct me if I'm wrong on this. We need to know what Lord Yellowcrest's involvement in this was, if he had any involvement, or if there's anything weird going on with the manor, correct?
Whatever questions you want to ask.
Okay, so I would say this. Find out what he knows about their manor. Find out about Lord Yellowcrest's involvement. Find out if Sir Veckin had any involvement in this. Find out what the true fates of those murdered were. Or just ask for any discrepancies or odd behaviors, places that he could have been. Come back with something. You're going to need to press on him beyond a zone of truth.
All right.
Out of play, do you still have Zone of Truth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a paladin spell.
Cool.
If you come back with nothing, I'll take my turn with him.
I won't. Well, I suppose I'll be back in a little bit.
I'll show. Is he in the hold?
Yes.
I'll show you where it's at.
Thank you.
And she'll lead you down.
Okay.
I'll look at you as you go down. You alright?
I think so. I have focus.
Alright, let's go break some fingers. And she'll kiss you on the cheek.
Yeah.
And we'll lead you down.
Saesha kisses her at the same time.
Yeah. And we'll lead you down into the hold. And as she does, you walk down the stairs into dark, unlit areas of the ship. As Gariel leads the way with a lantern lighting it. You make your way down into the belly of the ship to find a small 10-foot square iron cage of a brig. Laid out on the floor, tied up at the ankles, wrists, and gag around the mouth, is a fairly fanciful dressed man. Quite easily an upper-class citizen and perhaps a noble. The vibrant, puffed and panned gray sleeve shirt with vibrant fuchsia peeking through under a brass embossed cuirass, echo in color to his cavalier hat and short puffed breeches with gray thigh-high socks and deep fuchsia buckle shoes. You notice the blue skin of a moon elf, noted also by the gold-tipped elven ears connected by a chain to the piercings on his lobes. However, unlike most moon elves that are ghostly pale and very pale blue, this man is a deep and vibrant blue.
Good evening. Seems like you've had an interesting night. And Saesha will walk over and open the door to the brig and let herself in and close the door behind her. And she walks over and undoes the gag on him. Would you like a chair?
You see that there's like a bench.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like but it's a rickety old metal that's kind of
corroding.
Yeah, and it's banded to the other banded irons and stuff like that. Okay. And he'll sit down, and he speaks Elvish the entire time.
Okay.
And I believe
I do speak Elvish.
Yes. As he first says, Zanarthashan, which is an Elven cussing, and it's basically him saying, I pinche puto, where am I?
You are on a ship?
Where is the demon that attacked me?
He is elsewhere thinking about his actions.
You work for the creature with black smoke and horns, his face eaten by centipedes.
No. I was cursed by a hag, actually.
What do you want with me?
I want to talk to you.
What does a servant of a hag and a demon want with me?
Not a servant of a hag. Very bitter with that hag. Sworn vengeance on that hag.
Okay, what do I... Oh, someone that works with demons.
You look like you live a comfortable life.
I am a businessman, yes.
You enjoy the fruits of your labor.
I do.
There are people working right now to undermine the existence of this world.
That seems to always be happening. That's why we have adventuring groups.
I'm currently working against an organization like that.
What does that have to do with me?
You have a connection to an event that I believe is related. And I need to ask you some questions about it because it's the best lead I have to follow right now.
Go ahead and make me a persuasion check.
That's going to be... What's my persuasion? That's a 15.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and say this. Lord Vialis Yellowcrest.
Vialis?
Viallis. That way you can get specific.
Allis. Thank you. A while ago, there was a murder, a mass murder that took place at the Yellowcrest Manor. I know you are connected tangentially.
I work for the Lord Yellowcrest, yes, but he's in grieving fast. He's grieving because of this murder. I just handle the business expenses.
I want to get to the bottom of this. And to do that, I need your help. Are you loyal to this lord?
I am, yes. He pays me.
Good. I want to catch the people who did this to his family. Insight. Does he look to have any concern or guilt like he might be involved?
Give me an insight check.
Do you have advantage on that? Take lies or something?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do that.
22.
Yep.
Not bad.
All good. Hard to read.
Interesting. Okay.
What do you want to know? Just tell me.
I want to know whether anyone in the house was acting peculiarly.
I am not a servant of the house. I'm a businessman.
I understand that, but as a businessman, you have to be very good at reading people. Better than the average individual. So if anybody had...
I collect coin. I don't make deals.
I don't believe that.
Are you going to hurt me?
No.
You see, like, a sigh of relief. I need water. My mouth is parched of thirst. It's making it difficult to speak.
All right. One moment before we get to that. And I'm going to search him and make sure he doesn't have any weaponry or spell books on him.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Oh, nice. That's going to be investigation 28.
It looks like he's been thoroughly searched already.
I figured he probably had.
Come on.
I
Like-
figured he had, but better safe than sorry.
The man doesn't have a coin purse.
Yeah. Would you be willing to get him some water? I hate to make you an errand runner, but... Or actually, here. And I pull a water skein off my side.
And, his hands are tied behind his back.
I hold it up to his mouth for him.
He tries to drink it, and, please untie my hands. It'd make this much easier.
One thing first. And I cast Zone of Truth.
Okay.
And so, wisdom save?
I'm double checking.
Okay.
Believe so.
I'm pretty sure it is. Zone of Truth is a charisma save.
Okay. What's the DC?
15.
Okay. You know that he succeeded.
Are you going to attack me?
Why would I attack you? Please.
Fear.
I'm only afraid because I have a wife. I have kids. Just let me
What
go.
are their names?
My wife, Esmeralda, and my son, Julio, and Jorge. I won't tell anyone that you stole me. I'll pay you whatever you want.
This isn't about payment or anything
A
like that.
year's salary of a guard, doubled.
I'm not here for that. And she reaches around behind him and cuts his hands, but she leaves his feet tied. Here. And she hands him the water skein.
And he'll drink it. And your passive perception picks up that he's kind of like looking around and gauging his surroundings. And obviously, he still knows that his feet are still bound.
I'm standing in front of the door. I haven't sat down.
Yeah, you just pick up that he's kind of assessing his situation.
You're obviously a very intelligent individual.
Yes, and I would say I'm also very well versed in the code legal. Continue with this, and I will have you all go down.
If you're very versed and you're very smart, then you know there are things that move under this city that the code legal can't touch. Do you want that angered against you? Against Esmeralda?
Assaulting and kidnapping a noble is a high crime in Waterdeep.
What about Jorge?
You threaten my kids.
No. I tell you that if things go awry here, it's going to impact their lives. What I'm fighting against is seeking to destroy this world. I am an adventurer. There is a cult of the Elder Eye. Does he have any recognition of it? Insight?
Okay.
22.
Hard to read.
I will let you know how to play. I'm rolling really well.
Okay. We're going to keep doing this.
Yeah,
So.
that's fine. That's fine.
He's got to have pretty good base stats even then.
Yeah.
I'd say for that.
Yeah. I do not take kindly to your threats.
They're not threats, they're statements of fact.
Listen here. You slime-sucking dung sweeper. Do you have any idea who I am? I could have you turned into a belt and new pair of shoes by tomorrow.
I asked you a question.
I know nothing about these entities threatening our world, besides one that stands before me.
Do you know of anyone acting unusually? If you're loyal to this family, I'm trying to help solve what befell them. It dovetails with what I'm working on. And believe me, I am working diligently against that. Now, I understand that the means of you arriving here were less than ideal. But I haven't done anything to harm you. All I've done is ask you questions.
You've threatened my life. You threatened my wife and children.
I do not.
You work with a demon who'd take me.
I do not threaten them. I'm trying to protect them from what's coming. Look at me. I'm trying to protect them. And I need your help.
I know nothing.
Sir Veckin.
See, even just that, just kind of like a dismissal of that, just kind of like a insignificant.
Mm-hmm.
But knows that name.
Mm-hmm. I've heard tale that he was involved.
There are rumors that he is the one who killed them.
Is there reason to believe that?
He was a lover of the nanny.
Spurned?
I don't...
Everybody hears house gossip.
Sure.
Did he love her?
I did not deal with them very often. They are servants. Of Lord Vialis' servants. Not mine.
Lord Vialis, you said he's in mourning?
He is.
Do you think it's genuine?
Have you ever lost someone you cared more deeply about than you could ever imagine?
Yes. And I am not trying to disguise that I am telling the truth.
I can see that is true. So, if you lost your whole family, would you not grieve?
I would.
Would you not run away from the place that reminds you of you every day? So why do you ask this question?
Because I have to consider everything. I don't know the man. You do.
I know him through business.
To do business with somebody, there has to be a level of trust and an ability to discern whether they're being forward or not.
But business and personal are different.
They are. When you were conducting business with him prior to that dreadful event, did he seem stressed?
Being a noble in this city is always stress.
Fair. Unusually stressed.
No.
Insight?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, baby. 28.
Okay.
If you say hard to read, I'm launching over this table.
I'm trying to pick up on your insight. He definitely knows more than he's letting on.
But he is telling the truth. He was not stressed.
He was not stressed. He's kind of walking you in circles right now.
Right.
You're picking up that you're kind of hitting a wall.
Mm-hmm.
And he definitely seems, like you said, he knows more. And he's purposely putting up a wall for you.
Mm-hmm. Pharaoh.
Farilo.
I'm sorry, that is not the pronunciation I was given. One more time.
Farilo.
Faril. Apologies. Faril. I understand you have little to no reason to trust or listen to me. I'm the best option you have right now.
What are you going to do? Ask me questions, and then if you don't get the answers you're looking for, you're going to break me.
I'm not. Why are you fighting, helping me?
You started this conversation by saying I live a very luxurious life.
Mm-hmm. Was I
Why?
wrong?
Why would I throw that away? Why do I care if Vialis is this evil man?
Because if he is, he's the one that's threatening your family. How long can you exist beside evil without it coming down on you? Do you think he would show you this loyalty?
I know he would not hurt my family.
What about you?
He would not hurt me.
Why?
I keep his business going. His tanneries, his cobblers, leather workers.
And there were 1 million men waiting to step into that role.
Not like me.
What makes you so special?
I know business.
And what if something were to happen that caused you to lose that business?
You cannot break me.
Like I said, I won't be the one to do it.
Does not matter. The end is coming anyway.
What makes you say that?
He just looks at you with a grin. Doesn't say anything.
Do you know what happened to them after they were killed?
Does not answer.
Last chance.
He spits in your face.
Would you excuse us?
She gives you this, aww, kind of look. She just melts into the shadows. She's gone.
blows out the lantern, walks away.
Last chance. And I assume my radiant form.
And you see him kind of sit back in the chair up against the irons and goes, "It's a very neat trick, but you do not scare me."
I should. I'm going to attack him
Okay,
with my dagger.
got it. I
need you to roll initiative because he saw it coming.
16.
He actually goes before you.
Okay.
This guy's awesome.
I know, like...
How did I get him? Like, good lord.
You set up an ambush, and basically,
Yep.
That's the problem.
you always, you always think ahead and set. Yeah.
One-on-one, this guy just ripped me apart.
Before you even act, you were just the mere thought of acting. He is already on you.
Okay.
Like just lunges out, hands out, and just grabs you and slams you up against the bars.
He goes to do that.
Dirty 20 to hit.
Does not hit.
Do you have your shield out?
Yeah.
I'm
always holding my shield. It
So
gives
while
me
you were-
a 21 AC. I'm always holding that thing.
I'll remember that.
Okay.
Okay.
Why? Please, Angel, put it down for 5 minutes.
Okay, maybe not always.
Yeah.
Comes up and you just barely get your shield up as he reaches out and just slams you up against the wall. And then does it again. 22 this time. Sorry, 24. 24.
That does hit.
Okay.
2 attacks.
Oh, I'm going to make him pay.
You're going to take 7. You're going to take 17 points of bludgeoning damage.
Got it.
As he slams up against you up against the wall.
Okay.
We'll make him make a dexterity save because
His feet
Feet
are
are
still
bound.
bound. Yep. He maintains his footing, but he stumbles a bit as you know, his feet catch because they're still bound.
Sure.
Yeah.
But he does stay upright. But it is your.
I cast haste on myself,
All right.
which gives me an extra action.
It gives you yep, correct.
And I'm going to use that extra action this round to attack.
Okay, so you get 1 attack.
That's a... What's my...
I think you're proficient with a dagger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, that's going to be a 26 to hit.
Oh,
Yep. Yeah, just go ahead and roll your 3 attacks, and then you can
Just one, because
Just
action
one,
was the
'cause
haste,
action was
and then
casting
bonus
haste,
attack.
yeah.
Yep.
copy.
All right, and I'm going to smite him.
Okay.
Okay.
Which one am I missing? I don't get that one. Oh, that one. There it is. Oh, wait, it's not a D8, it's a D4.
Did you include your sneak attack?
Not yet.
Because you don't.
No, I don't have advantage, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
And
also
there's no
you're using-
ally within. No, using a dagger.
Oh, dagger, right?
Yeah. 10, 14, 19, plus my radiant form now gives me... That's divine sense.
I
Sorry.
think it's the new setup is proficiency bonus, not level to damage.
Correct.
Yeah. So it would be a +4. +4 to your damage.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's 19, 23 plus... Sorry, I gotta find my... There we go. Plus 11, so 23, 34 points of
34.
damage with a dagger.
Got it. And just one solid hit straight to the gut. He's
Sit down!
Stop. Okay. Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
Okay. Actions. No. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20? Okay. He steps back, he sits, and you can see there's a struggle, like, fighting within him.
I will say, do I hear the scuffle at this point?
Where did you stay?
I stayed where I was.
In the captain's
Mhm.
quarter?
Yeah.
Then no, because this is deep in the belly of this. The
enough.
brig is at the bottom of the ship.
Fair enough.
Yep.
I would say that Gariel, I think, would have come and gotten you.
Okay.
She disappeared. Just because, along the lines of, it's more...
I'm
Remember,
not.
This is only first round. So
Oh, I
it's
know.
6 seconds.
Here's,
Why not?
so I'll say this. I'm not gonna rush. However, I slowly get up, pull out the whip, crack it hard in the air, and let heavy footfalls trail my path across the ship.
Yeah.
But I will take my time getting there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to interrupt. Not yet.
Yeah, I think Gariel would have used her 90 feet of movement in one round to get to you, to just basically be like, yeah, you should probably head down.
Okay. So
Could
I'm
go
going
either
to.
way. Pretty sure she's ripping his head off right now, but I could be wrong.
And that's all I'm going to do is just provide ambient noise.
Yep, and she'll
so to
start
speak.
making...
Yeah.
As of right now, he's paused in combat. He's kind of waiting. He's assessing his situations because you hit him real hard.
Good job.
I bossed him.
Yep.
There you go.
I will say you're in a skill challenge right now
Okay.
of coercing the information out of him.
Okay.
Right now, he's pleading for you to stop as he sits down. But it still looks like he's trying to, like, find a way out of this.
Do you understand? Can you see how determined I am in this?
You can see he's struggling, like there's something deep within him that does not.
Make a persuasion check on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That statement.
16.
Then you see that struggle. But he holds back.
I am loyal. But my devotion is everlasting. You can see that, like, he's right on the verge of, like...
Look at me. You hear those footsteps.
Who is that?
That's the mean one.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
Could I give her advantage
Nice.
from ambience?
Sure.
24.
Go ahead.
Yeah, take it.
Another 24.
Okay.
Wait.
What I wanted to be.
Fine, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Find what dark creations we welcome into this world. They are waiting. You will be consumed by a yellow hill under a torpus. I am sorry, Vielis, I am weak, but my devotion to the mother is everlasting.
Shathragat.
He gives you a grin.
I slit his throat before he can sacrifice himself in her honor.
Okay, got it.
As you move in to do this, you see a vial of black and silvery liquid that he was about to chomp down on.
As the only place you did not search, let's say, was off of his person. It was already
Got it. He had stashed it.
yes.
Okay.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay. I get 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Natty 20.
Okay, that's the first one.
And then a 17
Yep.
and 18.
Okay. That's enough. I'm gonna
Just-
3 attacks hit. Don't roll damage for
Just-
brevity's sake.
Sing us the swan song. How do you take this man out?
She sees the vial. Actually, as soon as he says that, she takes a step forward and spins the dagger in her hand so that she back slices it across his face. Then she spins it in her hand and jams it up under his jaw into his skull.
And then with that,
I dedicate this death to Lara.
We are unseen.
And you watch as his form quivers and mutates as he shifts into the elongated form of a doppelganger as he slumps into the ground dead.
Interesting.
You can see the featureless face, but yellow eyes, no lids, staring up at you.
very alien-like, and you see there's like a silver shimmer to the eyes. And it's about that time that Gariel and Voss come down and see a slumped, alien-like figure.
I would know what this looks like.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you saw Javier expose himself as one of these.
Hey, look at you.
Servant of Shothragut. The mother of monsters, the harbinger of the Elder Eye. So you were right, it is connected. He said that Lord Vialia was not acting unusual. He was telling the truth.
I would still say the manor warrants a search.
I agree. Especially now. And I think it's worth looking into all of his lordship's business ventures, because if this really was...
I've already had a man do that, and that's a good idea.
Are they on the up and up? Where's the money going?
What he has left is technically accurate. However, he hasn't come back in some time to check on it. I'll go ahead and tell you he's staying in a town that's a few days south of here called Greenleaf, if you want to follow
Greenfast.
Greenfast, sorry. If you want to follow that up.
I will say it's in your notes, but you had someone already look into it. You found that Greenfast said that although there is a villa there, no one has ever stepped foot there.
I relay that to Saesha, then.
Yep.
Apologies.
That's interesting. They've never seen anyone step foot in there.
I would say take the team and investigate the manor. I'll deal with the body here, but more than that, we're in close with the doppelgangers now. I used connections I had to give some of them safe haven in exchange for a sum sent to Kara. Bonnie is the woman to talk to about that.
Right.
See if there's anything you can get from them, and I give her any other contact doppelgangers that I have that she can ask that I know are at least semi-loyal to me.
Okay, yeah. You know that Troll Skull Tavern
It's a safe haven.
is
Yeah.
a safe haven.
Yeah.
And they, Javier is part of Bonnie's. You know, there's Bonnie at the Yawning Portal.
I'll deal with what's left here. Good work.
I reach down and pick up the vial. I'm going to hold on to this, if you don't mind.
Please.
Sorry you missed it.
Next time.
None of this seems to require immediate action tonight.
We're on the back foot. I would recommend you not hesitate.
Rain check.
Always. No matter how cloudy the sky is, it's always brighter when you're around. Glad you're back in the city.
I missed you, Radiance.
Missed you too, Angel. Didn't miss him,
I actually did.
she says with just a grin.
Have faith in your actions. Do not hesitate. We cannot give an inch to the enemy,
No,
as
I
they are
know.
well above us now.
I know.
Go follow this lead. All right, let's get this damn body off my boat.
We'll speak again.
It's time I made a tithing to the bitch herself.
And Saesha, as you make your way back to the BFGs at the Spirits of Trollskull, and Voss helps Gariel clean up her ship.
As he can, and then you continue on with what you have planned. I think we're going to take our break there.
So, thank you very much for joining our table.
That was so cool.
If you have not done so already, please enter hashtag Beyond and hashtag Eldritch into the chat for your chance to enter our giveaway, and we'll be back in about 15 to 20 minutes.
That's good.
Welcome
Girls'
back.
Night is wild. And it hasn't really been Girls' Night because a boy showed up and ruined it all.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that the boy showed up to see me.
It's not true girls' night until we bitch about a boy.
It's true. And ladies, do I have some bitching to do?
So anyways, Saesha had a wonderful night with her girlfriend Gariel, and they retired to the Chain Mermaid where Voss was waiting to have a very in-depth conversation about who Saesha is to become.
And reveal everything that he has had planned for a very long time.
Gave away all of his secrets.
Yeah.
That we know of.
that we know
So
of.
far.
But upon that, he revealed that he had a captive held within the brig of the ship who ended up being a noble businessman for the family Yellowcrest that had a massacre happened a couple of years back. As Saesha went down to prove that she can make the hard choices and interrogate the man.
Boy, howdy did she.
Yep. Found out that they might have some ties to the mother of monsters, Shalthorgott.
Yep. And that he wasn't really a noble, but was a doppelganger.
And part of the unseen. Or was unseen. Or what is unseen must not be seen.
The unseelie.
But I
You know this, it was before. It's a long time, but this is information you found out from Liam right before you guys left Waterdeep, that there are doppelgangers.
Yep.
And that's why you actually have the doppelganger safe haven. Just a reminder of all the things that happened a year ago.
So much.
Yep. But the Karina and V are just kind of chilling at the manor. Having, I imagine Karina is getting well acquainted with Leaf, the bartender. Getting your drink on if you so wish.
At some point in the night.
No,
Okay.
continue.
Oh, I couldn't remember if V has plans to see Renair at all, or that was a later time.
So he
'Cause I
told.
know he left.
Yeah, so you had got a sending from him last episode that said he is on his way back. He thinks he's about a day or so out.
Okay. I was
Yep.
curious. All right.
Yep.
And you have used your sending for this day.
Yeah.
But you
So I'm
two...
hanging at the bar being social.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of faces to be social with. Once again, you're around all of the typical people that run the bar and who you've all met or who Karina has just met.
Vinley, after leaving Davil's magnificent mansion, do you go straight back to the manor?
Oh, yeah.
So I would say about Saesha and Vinley would be coming into at about the same time.
Hey, and you see that she has smudged black, like charcoal or something, to do kind of like eyeliner, and she has like her nice dress on, and her hair is all done up, and you see that there are black streaks going down her face that she probably doesn't realize is a thing because she doesn't wear makeup.
Oh no.
And you see Saesha has a black eye.
Yep.
Oh.
Your date went well then.
Yeah, it was great. Before you go in anywhere, she pulls out like a handkerchief.
It's a used sock.
It is a used sock, actually. She pulls out a sock.
No,
Prestidigitate this.
I didn't. Sorry, I forgot we're also a podcast.
And she squirts some water onto it and kind of starts wiping your face. Don't need to know what happened, but are you okay?
Yeah.
It's okay if you're not.
I've been through a lot the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
Really studied myself as a person and came to a conclusion of my system of beliefs and really solidified what I wanted and who I was as a person, I think. That all just got like shit everywhere on. But there's hope that it might go well.
Okay.
I don't even know. Actually, I don't. I want to get drunk.
I would like very much to get drunk.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
You two walk into the tavern that is probably like closing down for the night at this point. But there are two rocking and rolling lovely ladies that are... What are you two doing in the bar? What have you been up to?
And I would actually say that you were shown the fireplace.
Oh, yeah.
And as you sit down and kind of just the first party drinking, you feel really good. And in fact, you're pretty sure if you were hurt, it would be healed good.
And above the fireplace...
Oh, yeah.
Now that the tavern has calmed down a little bit, you finally get to like look around and take in the tavern for what it is instead of just focusing on the people. And above the fireplace, where you noticed there was a painting, you see...
Describe it for me, Devin.
I forgot too, but honestly, how could I?
You see this painting that is just wild to look at, and the more you look at it, you see that it is moving, like a constant, just like a replay, a GIF of what's happening.
Ooh, this tequila is fantastic.
And what it is there's this monstrous beast. It looks.
It was a rhino.
Was it a rhino?
It was
Yeah.
a bipedal massive rhino.
Yeah, it's this roided out bipedal rhino that has like these claws coming out of its hands, this massive horn, but riding atop it is this ferocious, spittle-covered, just bug-eyed, maddening-looking chihuahua that is digging a dagger into its eye.
And he has a chain through the mouth.
Yeah,
and he's
chained through the
riding
mouth
it.
with the other one. It's a bipedal chihuahua. In the background, you see a broken down cathedral, and there are a slew of other bipedal dogs watching this as it is happening. And I forget what the plaque says.
Feel the hands of man. The hand of man.
Yeah.
That's
Karina
so good.
won't stop staring at it.
Yeah.
And it's in
at
quotes,
this
by the way,
point-
because that's what he said when he killed it.
Yep.
V sees her staring and goes, yeah, it's an amazing work of art. Like, genuinely is like truly
What are those
magnificent.
things?
They're dogs. Have you seen a dog before?
No.
You've never seen a dog?
What's a dog?
Oh, they're
I
like
hear ya?
really fun
Yeah.
furry creatures who love people and hanging out, and they will lick your face and stuff. But
And
you also,
it's actually pleasant.
you
when
have
they
to
do.
potty train them
So
though.
they're kind of like minotaurs?
Excuse me?
They're furry and they like people and
And they
sometimes
lick your face.
Well,
Well, you know, if
I mean, they don't like
I mean,
they don't
fair.
kill people and live in mazes, but
That's a very harsh stereotype.
is it?
Yes.
the one I know
There's
is
a
a
minotaur
brilliant
that owns a
painter.
I've
pottery
never
barn.
met a minotaur.
Yeah.
You have.
I have?
The pottery barn.
Oh fuck! I'm sorry. I thought I hadn't met a minotaur. I take that. I take that back.
Ramshackle, right?
Ransack.
Ransack.
Oh, I take, I
Major
take
plate.
that back. Well, then never mind. I don't say that.
studied
No,
it,
it's
though.
fine. It's
No,
fine.
it's good. It was
fine.
on point.
Taught me how to do pottery.
You're not wrong.
Just a
I
brief
thought-
aside. Who
I
would
mean,
have
like
ever
his
thought?
home is probably
I'd
like
be
an amazed
lecturing.
design, right?
Why would he want to live in a maze?
I just heard growing up that Minotaurs live in mazes.
The
It
one I
is
know is
true
a
that they're-
brilliant painter and adventurer.
Yeah, they can leave the maze.
I mean, he's
Why?
colorblind
That's
as
the-
hell,
yes,
so the
please.
It's
paintings
the
are
other
Actually,
people
no.
who can't figure out the maze.
The strongest, worst tasting thing that we
That
have.
sounds divine.
Yeah.
And I go up to the bar and ask Leaf for the strongest, worst tasting beverage we have.
Are we getting shit-faced?
Oh, we're getting shit-faced, ladies.
Oh, I've been waiting for this moment. And she
I
breaks,
think I'm already there.
and she breaks out her fate tequila. She's like, I've been waiting for a moment for this. You have no idea.
Oh.
My one regret is that Harold isn't here, but honestly, it's fine.
But honestly, fuck him.
Is he still waiting for Petunia? Or
Uh-huh.
You know that he left. No, he's not waiting here.
We don't
You
know
know
Yeah,
he's at her
he's-
house.
We don't know that
Parents'
he's
house.
waiting.
He
As
went-
far
he
as
went to
we're
Underhill.
concerned, they're
Yeah.
hanging
Yeah.
out.
Have we heard from him? He sent a paper bird or anything?
Knowing Harold, I don't think we want to contact him right now.
Yeah, I'd give him some privacy.
I hadn't even considered.
He's getting lucky.
Oh, God.
Stop it now! I'm really chugging this fate tequila. Alright,
You're banned from the bar. Get out.
so
I was on my way out
for
anyway.
everyone to have a drink.
Yep.
Like
we
a
all
shot or
have
something?
terrible drinks.
I have
Okay.
a mug of the strong tasting terrible thing, and I take the shot of the fade tequila and I drop it into that.
I don't
drink.
think she's giving us shots because she's going to drink the whole bottle, so she gets the full effect.
Oh.
Okay, and
Can I have a
he goes,
shot?
cheers to a second shot at girls' night. Woo! And V chugs all of the fade tequila.
All right.
What happens?
Oh,
It
man.
is-
Oh no.
Yep. So a couple things happen.
Yeah!
So first thing is the world around you shifts.
As it did before.
As it did before when you took the shot, as you can now see the Feywild overlapping the prime material plane.
And you remember seeing those like crystal foxes and the displacer beasts and all of those things when you first tried it, just after buying it, as the veil between the two planes that overlap each other kind of coexist. Now you can't touch what is there,
Yeah,
but you can see.
So you can see into the Feywild, and everything around you slows to a snail's crawl.
As in the Feywild, there's time dilation.
Oh no.
And time dilation is a bitch. Except for you, you're under the hasted effect.
Oh, nice.
And everyone else, you see V just move in a way that is so much faster.
Yeah, like,
Do I
like almost
recognize
vibrating.
it since I just did it?
Similar but different.
Okay.
Because where yours is like you just moving quickly, it's almost as if time is skipping. Like she's here 1 second and then she's somewhere else.
V,
So it's like
you
there's
okay?
literally she's blinking around.
Yeah.
Like we've got
But
a
I
bad
can't
connection.
understand you. Basically.
Yep.
So to you, you might be just plastered.
This is the worst trip ever.
I made a mistake. I didn't realize time would slow.
And then everybody's, I made a mistake, the time is slow.
Oh my gosh, so I went on this thing tonight, right? I went out with Gariel tonight, and we were out on a date,
Can I
and it was
understand
so totally sweet.
they talk
And we
like
were
that,
really,
then-
really having a nice night, and we went out and we vigilante crime fought, and it was so much fun. She really, I told her I love her.
Oh, how'd that go?
And what you get from Saesha is not that elongated, like talking underwater effect. It's like talking to Raishal.
Oh,
Wait.
Oh, so it was actually more like.
So I went
So it's even
out with.
So I can understand you
Yeah.
now.
Yes, but
Very
so
slow.
I went out with Gariel.
So I guess after a really long pause. Well, actually, in their time, it wouldn't be a pause. It would be really
It'd
fast.
be
Fuck,
like,
this is
right-
my brain. I can't handle this shit.
This is really what V is
And
experiencing in her own head.
Oh my god.
There's a moment where you actually stop. Because there's a bugbear with clown makeup that goes by on a unicycle.
All right. V is kind of realizing, like, if you're really slow, I might be really fast. So V tries to say,
Uh-oh.
oh, that's great.
I take it goes like that.
Wait, no.
But it's her slowly doing
in
it.
her mind, yes. For everybody else, she was just like, "Oh, it's great."
Thanks.
She's not speaking a mile a minute, but just kind of like,
I
"Oh,
would
it's
like
great."
to know if my passive insight catches anything from Venley.
Oh.
On
What is it?
When I said, I told Gabrielle I love her.
Okay,
Oh, shit.
go ahead and
Make a roll.
Oh, God. Hello? Skills?
21.
Oh. I can't beat that.
you could roll a natural 20.
You could.
It would still
To
not.
get a
It's
20?
still okay. Yeah, true.
Yeah. There's something there. It's...
Like a flash of hurt.
Yeah. More like hurt confusion.
Okay.
She seems puzzled by something that has upset her.
Okay.
And she doesn't quite understand it fully.
Okay. Good to know.
V, you start to notice that you look outside, and there's just a myriad of colors, in the sense that there are these floating orbs. There is a small person that just kind of like perches on the window sill, presses their face up against it, and you can see fluttering like dragonfly wings. And then you see like outside there's also like streaks of blue, just extremely fast, and just a myriad of wild creatures.
Okay, V, I gotta know. What's that face?
Can you fly?
There are like fairies here.
Oh, you're fucked up.
There was a bugbear that was a clown,
We actually have
is
a
fantastic.
fairy.
and he rides a
Customer.
unicycle, and he's over there.
I deeply regret not buying a bottle of that.
I know.
Oh my god, we should have done this
they
together.
said they may come back. They may come through Waterdeep. We should.
I think we also told them the name of our bar because
Yeah, we did.
we talked about.
We did, yeah. Maybe they'll come by while we're here.
One can only hope.
Yeah.
I grab my third drink.
Two sides to every coin.
Yeah, Vinley grabs her third drink at that point. It's still that awful tasting thing, and she has not changed its flavor.
Okay, got it. If you are like heavily drinking, go ahead and make a con save.
Hell yeah.
I would say that's something Saesha picks up.
Is the bugbear
You don't
still
even
in the
have to roll.
bar?
I am going to make a con save though because I chugged.
Is the bugbear still in the bar?
No.
No. Okay. Is
but-
anybody like notable in the Fey world in the bar?
It's not in the bar, but you can. There's something going on outside.
Okay, I'm gonna let them know and be like, I'm gonna go see if I can talk to fairies. And she goes outside.
Karina's just looking in her cup
13 for a con save.
You're feeling it.
Wait, we gotta go with you.
Okay.
6.
I'll tell you where they are. They're really fast.
Really? What do they look
Karina
like?
is very carefully sipping, watching.
They look blue
I'm blue,
with dragonfly wings.
and I know Sylvan.
Sorry.
You know, is there one right there?
No, I was just remembering something.
Oh, this is fantastic. You're all absolutely gone.
I am
I
not
don't know what you're talking
absolutely
about.
gone. I am
you're right here.
feeling good. I'm feeling good. I want to ride this.
Announcement. Sorry. And she undoes. No, that's a bad idea. But I'm going to do it anyway.
Do it.
She puts down her portable hole
Oh.
and claps. And Cujo and Titan pull themselves out of the hole in the middle of the bar.
At this point, I feel like my passive perception would pick up she's wearing a new badge on her arm.
Because I'm sitting like this.
Oh, what is this?
I've been promoted.
Congratulations!
Thank you. I can use my undead in the city with impunity.
Wait, so you're gonna take them out?
I can do whatever I want with them. Within reason. Vaja told me not to be, like, getting carried away and causing mass panic because they tend to do that. And
Right.
I bet what's happening in the bar now?
All right, we can do this. Glad I'm carrying my shield. Let's do this.
How's the bar feeling about Cujo and
Like
Titans?
I said, the bar is dying down.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Why?
How are the regulars doing with the...
The regulars now have basically become like the alleyway because the day is over, and they're the ones that usually stop in at the end of dinner and things like that.
Just real quick policy. I'm bringing a policy for our bar. You know that one creepy guy that always hangs out in bars, like at the corner of the bar and hits on everyone that walks in?
No, I don't,
Yeah.
but I'll say yeah.
We're not... If we see that, we're going to tell them to leave, right?
I
Like
honestly
creepy
assumed Leaf took care of that.
Oh, Leaf, do you do that?
Am I still here or did I go outside?
I don't know what you did.
Damn it.
You choose.
Go for it.
Okay, well, I'm just... I'll be
We're
outside.
basically having this
I'll
conversation.
be outside.
He's just wandering outside.
Yeah, I'm just wandering outside.
If you want to be on both sides of this conversation, you can be at the doorway with it open, looking outside, still
Okay.
within earshot.
Got it. Gotta be like, yeah, no creepers.
Woo! Creepers back. Where are you going?
The fairies.
Oh shit, that's right. Okay, come on, let's go talk to the fairies.
Oh my goodness.
Or watch me talk to the fairies.
I'm trying there fast.
Yell hey.
Hey!
No, you have to say, hey, listen.
Hey, listen!
Look out! Watch out! Before we get to that, to conclude yours, Leaf does write in chalk on the chalkboards, no creepers from here on out. So, there's nothing.
I know, she, like, the face I just made was Vinley's face of, she went in for a high five, and then went, no, that's wrong, he doesn't have a body. Don't offer him a high five.
But for the rest of you, outside, it's just normal old Waterdeep. Lit from the lanterns that are nearby your tavern and the waning gibbous moon that's high in the sky. You can see the tears of Selune cascading off of it. But for V, you no longer see the townhomes that take over the Waterdeep Alley. They're still there, but your focus is more so on the overlap of all that is around you, and it is a myriad of colors. There's stripes and banners and just an orchestral movement of people walking around and wandering with strange items that look like food on stick, but they float and orb around, and you can see there is an area where there's a bunch of what look like could be children, but you're unsure as there's a lot of small creatures. It's like another fey, like winged creature just flies past your face, and you can see that they're playing this strange game. You can see a bunch of bunnies that have unicorns or horns on their heads, hopping around in a gate, and there are people tossing rings, trying to ring on top of the unicorn, but they're constantly moving around, and it's hard to tell, but maybe the rings are too small to even fit atop.
It's a carnival.
What?
And you look.
It's a carnival.
Are you okay?
There is this, what appears to be a human, portly man wearing a like teal and purple, almost like Elizabethan kind of poofing outfit with like the high neck collar. the frilled collar, gold painted fairy wings, and a white painted face with a purple smile, and just looking just sour. And has a pipe and kind of puffs it, and bubbles blow out. And kind of seem just kind of sitting off and sitting on the edge of what looks to be like a well is a gnome. It's female. She has kind of dark black hair that's pulled up into a bun.
Like a messy bun.
Like real messy bun. And has a lute with a card stuck on the end, and is just kind of playing on the lute, and kind of like looks down, like kind of plays a few chords, stops, looks at it, plays it again, and then looks right at you.
Hi.
Kind of
Is she talking to him?
plays the lute again, and kind of like almost listening to the sound that you can't hear, but listening to the lute.
Well, yeah, you can't fully hear it. It's almost like an echo of something you're trying to remember is the best you can make out in this area.
So I relayed to them, I'm like, okay, there's this dude. He looks like a normal dude, except for the fact that he doesn't. Because he has like a white face with the purple. He just looks sad. He's got this pipe though and like gold fairy wings, and that's pretty cool. There's also this girl who's looking at me, struggling to play a lute, I think. I can't hear it, sort of. I don't know. But anyways, I think she sees me, which I thought was normal. Maybe it's not. I don't know. So
You should try to talk to her.
yeah, she's got a big messy bun. I think she's cool. So
Messy bun is generally a good personality
I
indicator.
feel like
I don't think so.
Yeah, because it means you don't take yourself too seriously.
Or it
but
means
you
you were
also,
too busy doing evil to do your hair.
No, not
no.
necessarily.
Then you would just cut it off.
Yeah.
So we have to be scared
Evil
of
people
with
have short hair. No,
No.
evil people have short hair.
No, she's just probably one of those people who like chooses when she wants to be hot
Right.
and when she doesn't, and it's a choice.
That's like a perfect
we all make.
villainess.
It's great. All right,
I
I
would
go.
be really good at hiding in plain sight.
If you choose to be hot or evil,
Oh.
you
No,
can
not
swap between.
evil.
That's
Just
amazing.
like dressed down. You know,
Yeah.
maybe you don't want attention that day.
That's what an evil
loungewear. You wear loungewear.
If
So I go
only-
to talk to her.
If only we knew someone.
This is
who
what
was
happens
evil.
on girls' night.
Sounds great.
Evil and
Karina is
hides in
also
plain
looking for
sight.
dogs. Now that
Oh.
she knows what they are,
No,
she's just looking around.
Make a perception check.
Yes.
I'm staring.
In the bar?
Outside.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I
She
go.
doesn't know.
I approach gnome with messy hair and lute
That's a 10.
Well, you know if you find anything.
Okay.
and go, "Hi, I take it that you can see me."
You're doing great.
And like as you speak, you see her like playing the lute and just like listen, like you can ear cut towards that, and what's your passive perception?
My passive perception is
400.
15.
Okay, that's enough. You notice that this like playing the strings are like vibrate as you speak,
Oh.
and kind of looks up at you. I can't see you.
You can hear me? Oh wait, you said can, not can't. Sorry, I thought you said can't.
I can kind of hear you.
Okay. Is my voice your instrument?
In a sense.
That's cool. Is that normal? That's not normal. Is it normal?
It could be.
Okay.
You're not supposed to be looking here, though, are you?
No, I had some tequila.
That'll do it.
Yep.
See
Yeah.
if you can buy more tequila from them.
Oh yeah. Do you guys sell tequila here?
I'm sure they do, but I don't think you'll get any.
Why not?
Because you're on the prime plane.
What are they saying?
She says that I'm not. Did she say I'm not supposed to be here? Basically, not used to people. I don't know if I can get tequila. Is the long story short. Long story short is I don't think I'm fully into the other world, and therefore I don't think I can take objects out of it.
So are you?
Why are they here?
What was that?
Is the Fae.
Oh, who was the bug again?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Please tell me they just like behind one of the carnival tents.
Okay.
So are you astrally projecting there?
I think so. Am I astrally projecting here?
No.
Oh.
No, you're...
Oh yeah, because I have my body, right? Can you touch me?
No, you're not here.
I'm not here. We can just see each other.
In a sense.
Think of it like cheesecloth on top of each other, and you're a marble in between the two. You're touching both currently, but not actually touching one.
Okay, so I'm a ghost in your world.
No, not even the slightest bit.
Oh. Well, what am I?
V Veterock.
Well, I know that. Duh.
What'd she say?
Why do you know that?
And she just winks at you. Because I'm the Tumblestrum.
The Tumblestrum?
Oh!
Everyone start writing things down.
Thank you, Mr. Tumnus.
Oh no, do I get disadvantage because I'm drunk on history checks?
I would also like to make one.
Say no.
Ooh, if you are drunk, you do roll at disadvantage because it's
Mhm.
under the
I am
poisoned
free
effect.
of history checks.
13 on Tumblestrum.
You can also roll history.
I can?
You absolutely can.
I'm
Oh
not
yeah, 'cause
drunk.
it's Faye.
Okay. All right. Is it okay that I'm here?
Oh, of course. You're not really here. You're just looking. You're like looking through a window.
So no one will be mad at me?
I might be more drunk than I
I
remember.
can't say that. It's the Fae.
Can you see my friends?
Oh, no, I didn't mean
No,
Just me?
just you.
Okay, I have friends here, but
Hello.
they can only hear me. They can see me too, but they can't see you. So.
But
21.
I'll get to you in a second.
4.
Yep. But I'm afraid your time is coming to an end.
Oh no, is
All
that guy...
good
What?
Things must come to an end.
Well, is that guy with the pipe okay?
Oh, he's just old and crotchety. That's that co. And with that, the begins to fade as the effects of the haste begin to wear off, as you find yourself slowing down. And you are stunned for
Oh.
1 round.
Oh, 1 round.
For
6
you.
seconds.
In your service to Ogma, as bards were your number one thing that you love, and probably still love, Eliwick Tumblestrum in stories, fables only.
Just so y'all know, I'm telling everybody this.
Yeah. Everything that you've read of this person has been in fiction. So.
Fairy tales.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Literally.
Fairy tales.
Finally.
You know that Eliwick Tumblestrum has beguiled a Fey prince, calmed the fury of the 9 hells, twisted the mind of an archmage, won the love of a dragon god, and brought a demon queen to tears. The magic of a wish spell granted by the luck of a draw from a deck of many things made her the greatest bard in the multiverse. Her music bends hearts and minds to her will, draws animals to her side, and reshapes her environment.
You met her?
Yeah.
That
She's
sounds
pretty
cool.
So basically is is everything like normal for me now?
Yeah, there's a moment where like
I'm like stalled.
Saesha asked that, and you're just like, because it's just like you're hit with like exhaustion, not a level of exhaustion, but just that like it
You're
just
drained.
that, and then, but yeah, you're backed up, but you are, yeah, it's like instant hangover.
Man,
She is the bard.
it's over. That was not long enough. Honestly, I think that they overpriced that tequila.
I don't think you understand the enormity of who you just met.
Her loot didn't even work.
So do we get to brag about this to Harold?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely.
But
I'm
not
so jealous of you right now.
not
Let's
to
go drink more.
downplay.
Yeah, I
We've
need that.
met
My head
gods.
hurts.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's so special about her.
People play music, you know.
You did you tell us all this information that
All that, yeah.
Oh, I was of the impression I did not know these things yet.
No, you do now.
Okay, well now that I do, I'll just be like, yeah, she sounds like someone I would hang out with.
I am so jealous of you right now.
She knew who I was.
What?
She said that I'm V Veterock. And I said, how do you know me? And she was like, I know lots of things. And I was like, that's cool. I guess fake people just like know names of people. But that was cool, right? That's cool, right?
That's really cool.
That's super cool.
That's
okay.
super duper cool.
I never told her my name. She just knew it.
She probably knows like your grandpa.
Is your grandpa famous?
No, they're planar defense tribe.
Oh.
Oh yeah. I never told you that.
No.
I don't think they really.
She knew V. She knew her name. Did you say your name was V?
No, I didn't tell her my name.
She just looked at you and knew that was your name?
I was trying to figure out, like, if I was, like, a ghost in their world.
Maybe she could read minds.
And, like, maybe...
You know,
But what was really weird is that her lute didn't work, but when I talked, it, like, went off. Like, the strings would vibrate, which was kind of cool. Like, I think, in a weird way, I was, like, controlling the lute strings by talking.
Your frequency.
What's a frequency?
I was
don't
making
I heard Nim talk about once.
I was
I thought that was how often something happens.
I was making their my voice was making the strings vibrate.
I don't get it.
It's like energy. It's like energy transference.
Like resonance?
Like a
Yeah,
ghost.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, but like all the things that you've all described to me, this is not the weirdest thing.
No.
Oh no, this
Oh,
is
yeah.
this is fun.
Okay,
this is
everyone's
fun
just
stuff.
seeming
Fun,
really
yeah.
surprised right now.
Also, turns out the guy with the pipe, he's just grouchy. He's fine.
Oh.
So.
Hi.
So hey, I need to tell you guys something.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys. And then I'll tell Harold later.
Oh.
By the way, I am drinking at this point, and I do get drunk.
Love it.
Just so you know.
Yeah, Karina's tipped in.
We
the
don't
drink at
have
this
to
point.
role play it. It's just happening.
Oh yeah. No.
Karina, are you getting toasty? Okay.
Yes.
I will say, everybody, you notice it took a little bit
Oh, yeah.
for Karina to get there.
Yeah. So, my date got interrupted.
By
Well, you're
fighting,
on a
right?
date.
No, that
is
was
their
the date. We go vigilante crime fighting on our dates.
That's why she has a black eye.
Normal.
Well, she was an adventurer and she misses adventuring. So,
Okay.
the best I can do is take her out and we go into dangerous parts of town and we look for criminals and we beat them up.
That does actually sound fun.
Which brings me to an interesting point.
I have a badge.
I found out who the gang war is between.
There's a game.
What?
war?
There's a
Always.
new gang
There's
war.
a new one because we know the old one.
Right?
And then we killed the fish.
Right? No, we didn't kill the fish. We we did.
Yeah,
kill
no,
the
we
fish.
very much killed that
Oh,
fish.
yeah, we killed the
There's
fish.
an evil fish. Well, the
No,
fish,
the fish
No.
wasn't evil.
The fish was
beholder.
owned by an evil
Beholder.
This is his ring, actually.
What?
The beholder we killed in our front yard.
What's the
This is.
beholder?
It's this big aberration.
Eyeballs.
eyeballs. Just
It's
imagine a bunch
it's
of
got
eyeballs.
a central eye, and then it's got 8 eye
Awful.
Isn't a big eye the thing you're fighting?
stalks. No, it's we
Different.
don't
You just
know.
have lots of things that are big eyes in this world. What
Yes,
fucking
it's
nuts?
so
many
many sucks. I
problems.
hate it. I
see
hate
that,
all
see
these
that cluster of
eyeballs.
stars? See
Uh-huh.
that? Okay, that's
Is
Mistress.
that a fucking big eye too? Is that just a bunch of
Yeah.
big eyes that
Yeah.
shine in the
it's
sky?
it's called Mistress Circle.
It's like
But
your
one of the
hands.
other names for it is the evil eye.
I don't like this place anymore.
That's actually
Me
protection.
neither.
But
And
there
I'm
used to
from
be
here.
a star
At least
in
you
the middle.
have dogs.
We have dogs. Those are good.
wanna
That's a good
see
trade-off.
We should go see Lanky Boy.
No.
Lanky Boy.
No.
What is
That woman hates us.
Oh,
fair.
it's fine. I'll bring her tissues.
Oh, but
Oh.
anyways, the gang war is between the Zentarum
Mhm.
and the Red Wing.
The Red Wing.
Those are words.
Yeah,
the
Hold
Red
on,
Wing?
hold
the
on.
Red Wing.
Isn't
We
that
are-
Harold's thing?
Yeah.
But that's not even a real
I
gang.
whip my head drunkenly towards the nearest person who's, if there's anyone left in here.
No, I would not say that if there was anyone in here.
No, it's just y'all in the bar.
It's just
Okay.
y'all.
Wait,
I
but
still-
that doesn't make any sense. Because
Leaf.
there is no Red
heard
Wing.
that.
It's fiction.
So that brings me to the second part.
Someone made it a thing.
Take it to your grave, Leaf.
Yep.
That's
You
so
there.
stupid. Because the whole point was that they weren't real, so you couldn't find them.
I wasn't listening. What?
I saw Voss tonight.
What?
Hold on. Is that a good thing?
No.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Not to them, but to me it was.
Oh, that's worse. That's worse. You can't be friends with people your female friends don't like, I hear.
That would be correct. No, it's not correct. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm
makes
drunk.
sense.
I don't really
Yeah.
have friends, so I don't know how that goes, but it sounds...
It's difficult.
hey.
You can do it, but it's hard.
These are my first friends too, besides
Yeah.
this bug.
Okay.
I grew up until I was 21.
That
I
is
had
approximately
never-
how long someone grows up.
I had never met anyone outside of my dad's and Voss.
I met nobody who looks like any of you, so I don't know how you do things.
We can teach you.
It's much easier with things that aren't this.
So what happened with Boss? What did
Yeah.
he tell you?
Wait, that's the guy whose bedroom I'm staying in.
It's that guy, yeah.
It's your bedroom.
It's your bedroom
Karina.
now.
It was never his. He never wanted it.
So
He never
okay, so
even
it's not
put
gonna be
anything.
awkward. He's not like gonna come back and be like, "What's all this little bitch of stuff in my room?"
Well, he
No.
doesn't own this property anymore, so that would
he's
be
off
breaking
the
and
lease.
entering.
He's
Okay.
done.
Okay, so I'm just gonna
He's,
if I see him.
He's done.
That's
So I'm
up to
sorry.
you.
What happened?
So he was in Gariel's room, which kind of pissed me off because
Wait,
we were
that's your
going
girl-
back to her
That's your
room.
girlfriend. That's weird.
Yeah, yeah.
I hear.
Well,
It
they
is.
they kind of work together, but it's
yeah.
that makes it even more weird. That anyway.
It's stalkery.
Yeah,
I'm joining the Doom Raiders.
that's a
Is that kind of?
that word sounds
Can you
bad.
tell us that?
No, actually, they're very nice. They used to
Then
hunt.
why are they
witches.
called Doom Raiders?
Because they're dramatic.
Okay,
Yeah.
that checks out.
No,
you
if-
guys do a lot of dramatic things.
If you met the guy who runs it, his name's Davil. He's
okay.
very dramatic.
They're just emo, okay?
Okay.
No, that's just Blaven.
Well, I mean, yeah.
He
You're
is
a
a
Oh wait, no,
prince or
Schemo.
something.
Schemo, the guy
Schemo
we
was
killed.
emo.
Schemo.
Look, a lot
Schemo
of
was
people
emo.
can be emo. They don't all necessarily have to be the same kind.
He was emo.
That guy was just greasy.
He was so
Schemo's
gross.
dead, baby. Schemo's dead.
I tried to clean his hair and he threatened me.
It was.
That's rude.
gross.
Yeah,
It
it's
was really
nasty.
gross.
So he was in the room being creepy,
He wasn't
Oh,
being
yeah.
creepy. He was being boss.
which is creepy. So
yeah.
what happened? So he asked you. He just showed up and was like,
Hey, join the team that's not my team.
As you're saying this, Vinley, you see underneath "No creeps allowed" it writes "Voss?" ? Arrow.
The jury's still out on that one, Leaf.
Okay, erases the name.
In general public, yeah, he's fine, but
So
thanks, bud.
we talked, and we talked about what happened
Cujo and Titan are
while
cleaning the
we
bar, by the way.
were. What happened to me? And he said that he valued my perspective and
That's a bullshit
offered me a. I'm real good at spotting bullshit.
I value
There was
your
bullshit. No, there
I
was
value
bullshit.
your
I'm
perspective. Is there-
paraphrasing. I'm paraphrasing what he said.
Well, they don't like him, and so I want their.
The jury's still out on him.
she's a little impartial.
He was a complete dick to V.
We
She's
got
got all the
beef.
reason not to like him.
Then I don't like him.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure I'm the only person who does.
Can I
Because we
tell
don't
you?
know him like you do.
I have a confession. One time I was doing a ritual with Voss, aiding me in, stripping the bones of a corpse to reanimate it.
Okay, I was worried that was going to be romantic, and then it wasn't.
Well, then I confessed
I think to her it was.
to him that I had these strange feelings,
Uh-oh.
and he told me to keep an eye on it.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
You like VoDs?
No. Well, it was a whole. He was cutting up bodies. What am I not supposed to like?
Do you think
Everything.
do you think he has ever like dated anybody before? Like I know he's got like a really
Not
tragic
with his
past
life.
and stuff.
Not with the life he led.
He's been
I
really
don't
friendly
know.
with Istrid, you know.
Yeah, but I don't. I think that's more of a friends with benefits situation.
What is that?
What's friends with
It's
benefits?
where you're friends with somebody, but you're getting it on the side.
Getting what?
It.
Oh my god.
It.
What's
Okay.
it?
Sex.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know
So
why, but
that's
I
a
hate
thing.
that.
That's
I
a
do
thing
too.
that happens.
I don't know why, but I hate that.
Maybe that's why he told me to keep an eye on it.
Maybe he wanted benefits. But yeah, so that's what I did tonight.
That's cool.
Benefits? That's what you did?
No, not benefits.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I smooched on Gariel.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, by the way, that I hated her. I did. I wanted to kill her.
She did want to break my heart.
What?
I didn't know this. I might still hate her.
Excuse me? I didn't hate her, but I might now.
That was her original plan, and
Oh, well,
Haha, so I was right.
She
I
fell.
retract my apology.
we love each other.
Okay, so she told you. Let me get this straight. She was just like, I was gonna date you and break up with you. It was my plan, but then you were so great. I just had to stay and love you.
That happens in a lot of
That way,
books.
no.
I said it was a lot more. I bet it was a lot more charming and with a southern accent.
It was
Karina.
Uh-oh.
It's about this time that something in your pocket begins to vibrate as you.
This is a D&D
What?
female cheers.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
what?
And you pull out.
Why
And
are
you pull
you-
out a stone that a certain somebody gave you from Romanthan.
I've been meaning to ask.
And as you say that, you hear a voice in your head. Gretch.
Karina! Oh my god, you're still in Waterdeep, right? I just got a sign there, so I'll be there soon, and I want to see you, and...
And then it cuts out.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What is this?
Did you just get a message?
It's a rock.
It's a sending
I just,
stone.
You're saying a lot of words right now. Shake your head or nod your head. Did you just get? Did you just get a message? How many
a
words
sending
has she
stone.
said? How many words has she said?
7.
7. Okay, you have approximately, roughly 10 words left.
18. Don't rob her.
I can't do math. I don't know.
7 plus 18 is 25.
I'm more of a science person.
Isn't math part of science?
It is.
Not when
Anyways,
you're killing people.
You have to respond to her. You have 18 words. Do you want a piece of paper? Here you go.
Okay. I have a quill.
Okay. You have to be smooth, but honest. And what did she say? Oh wait, no, you can't tell us. Oh wait, I have a mind reading potion. I could use the mind reading potion and learn what she said.
I think that's good. I was gonna say I could cast the spell.
Wait, can't we just have each other's brain minds connected?
That.
But would that go into the spell if she's
No,
thinking it?
I don't think so.
Arcana.
Sure, it's gonna be a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Fine.
Dirty 20. Okay.
2.
You think that if you link minds, the sending stone will pick up everybody's message. Vinley, you know that the stone is not linked to everyone's minds,
Okay.
and Karina would have to be like, I'm sending this message through
It's
the
like
stone.
joining a Discord call.
Yeah.
Like, hey, and then leaving and going into another one. Yeah, so if you have 10 minutes to respond, I can totally put up minds.
Yeah, let's do that.
Do it, do it,
Okay.
do it,
Do it. I thought she would hear everything all of us say.
No, because it's rock.
Gonna leave her on red for 10 minutes.
Okay. Yeah,
I think you
Hold
have
our
to.
minds.
I think you
I
have to
start cutting
talk
myself
to the
up
rock
and doing the
for
ritual.
the rock to work.
I'm so
That's
sorry.
my
We're working on it.
That's
We're
my
working. I'm going
experience
as
with my
fast as I
rock.
can,
Okay.
Karina.
So I need to
Very
get one
drunk.
of those rocks
Yeah.
because I can't cast sending anymore, and I want to be able to stay in touch with Gariel when we're out of town because she was really sad I
Well,
couldn't
get
talk
her
to
a rock.
I can cast
I'm
that
going
spell.
to. Oh my gosh, I'm going to give her a rock.
Give her a rock.
I don't get the significance of that.
I don't know. It's just a rock.
It's like a new step in our relationship.
A rock?
A rock?
Yeah.
Finley, roll nature.
Well, now I'm starting to feel weird about my rock.
You are drunk.
Probably an 18. Oh. It was better. Nature, 14.
14. You know there's like some weird birds that can't fly that pick up rocks for their mates somewhere very far away from here.
So while they're all
Where are
arguing
you
over
from?
all of this, Karina just
What'd you
wanders
say?
off.
No,
Okay.
don't worry. That's stupid.
I am at my friend's bar. We are drunk. You are very pretty.
What?
I want to see you. Do we hear that?
I think so.
No, y'all are arguing over this whole
Even
thing.
with my passive?
Yep.
Yeah,
because you're drunk.
Because you're drunk.
Fair.
Okay, ready, everyone?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Mental
everybody's
mind meld.
connected but Karina because she's not here.
Okay, Karina.
Green.
Karina?
Where's your rock?
Karina!
How did she?
How did she elude me? She's part rogue.
You think?
Yeah. How else would I have not noticed her? I'm like
I'm just coming back. I did it.
observant.
Oh my god.
Oh!
I
What'd you say? What'd you say?
Give me
told
a
her she's
second.
pretty and I want to see her.
Who is it? Who is it?
Did you tell her where to find you?
I'm recasting.
Gretch.
Is that what this rock does?
Did you
Yes.
tell her where to find you?
Oh no.
I said my friend's
Oh,
bar.
no.
She said
your
she's
out of
in
body
one-
experience.
She said she's in.
It's like you weren't. It was like you weren't there.
You need to cast sending and tell Gretch where we are.
No. She's a dog.
You
That's
don't.
a dog. She's a dog.
What's a dog?
She's a dog. Gretch is a dog.
I finished the
She's
second
not
spell.
a dog. She's just like Fetch.
I
Oh.
think she's a dog
Fetch
She's not Fetch.
in human
is
form.
this one. And I walk over to the painting where Fetch is painted. This is Fetch. This
And
dog.
you see a golden retriever
I do like that
wearing a
dog.
big
That dog is
purple,
so pretty.
a big pointy purple hat.
And as you look more and more at, like, focusing on this,
I use telekinesis and I pull it off the wall and bring it down to our level.
the painting as
Yeah,
a
I'm
whole.
like-
Okay.
Yeah, I'm too
Okay.
small to examine it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But as it's brought closer to you, you see that the outfit that this golden lab is wearing is identical
To what?
to what Gretch was wearing.
And her name was Fetch.
Right.
So Gretch has a dog that she dresses to match?
No, that cat's
she
me.
is the dog.
I think they're parallel souls.
Or
What?
she can shapeshift.
Or she
She's
hasn't
an
found the
alternate
book.
reality.
We used to be
version
dogs once.
of
Wait,
Gretch.
so like if I turn into a dog, do you think she'll like me more?
I think she'll like you the way you are, and if she doesn't, then she's not worth your time.
You should see how you are because
Whoa.
she's upset.
Nobody has been worth my time before.
I like you.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
You need to stay
What?
as you are because she's weirdly obsessed with man.
Man.
Like
It was a whole religion
human.
in this thing, like mortal bipedal people, you know, because
You walk on two legs, and I think she'll like that more.
So we went into the dog book. I bought this book.
There's a book of dogs?
Well, there was. It was this book called The Keymaster.
Gone?
no.
We finished all the quests.
Yeah.
There were quests. There were quests in this book.
Leave, can I get another drink?
And they were
No,
bestowed on
I
us.
think you're done.
And we had
Telekinesis.
to.
The bottle in my hand.
Make
You're
a strength
fabulous.
check. With telekinesis. Make a strength check. I think it's your spellcasting ability.
But
It
we
is.
had to go through these quests and finish them. And these dogs worshipped mans.
Okay.
But when
The
we
hands
were
of
there
man.
the third time, we met a golden retriever named Fetch, who
25.
was a lot like Gretch. A lot like Gretch. And
I
that's
rolled
why I made the
2
connection
17s.
on the
I did it
nickname
with
she didn't
disadvantage.
like, because it was Fetch.
I
But
wasn't really paying attention. She was very pretty.
she was adorable.
That is so sweet.
I'm like gonna puke right now.
I think you've had too much.
My
to
name
drink.
as
No,
a
not
dog
in that
was
way.
no.
Like, it's just so cute.
Do you want to taste this?
What is it?
No, you don't.
It's tequila.
It's awful.
Tequila.
It's-
What's tequila?
It came in a straw
lot.
bottle.
You drink it, it tastes like the sweetest strawberry you've ever tasted in your life. I use magic.
Yeah.
So
I like this.
we
Sip,
my
sip, pass,
goodness.
come on.
Must be a dwarf thing. So
Thank you.
we went through the questions and we finished them and we got a key that we used with 2 other keys, one of them was a fish, to unlock a door into this giant vault that
The
was
previously
filled with gold
mentioned
and a
fish.
red dragon.
I feel
Cats
like
like
every
fish.
time you all start to tell me a story, I really don't know when you start lying to me.
I'm not
What?
lying.
Because it's just, how do people do these great, cool things?
You get a book about dogs.
They
Yeah.
sucked doing it.
I've read a lot of books and did none of them give me dogs.
We will
was kind of
change
an
that.
accident.
Well,
Stick
are
with
they-
us and you'll get dogs.
I feel like you all could just tell me anything and I'm just gonna believe you.
Karina,
Because you're so cool.
I won't lie to you.
But you know who will?
Me.
Harold.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I'm just
But
kidding. I
Harold
don't
will
know.
lie to you for good reason.
I don't like because I'm just bad at it.
That's
I just
fair.
do it
You
sometimes.
really
I'm not
are.
because
good
people
at
scare
it.
You're
me.
so much like my sister. She's a terrible liar.
Thanks.
She gets in trouble all the time. Well, got in trouble, I guess, because she's deaf.
Oh.
How are you with that?
Not
Now that you're out of the
good.
city, I mean, yeah.
Not good at all.
I feel that.
Cause I don't like them and they're very mean to me. But I keep crying and that's weird.
It's still a loss.
I
You need to go
use-
find a dog.
But like, I used to wish on stars that they'd die, and then they did.
I did too, but mine just got exponentially better at everything they did. And my whole family's still alive, actually.
That must be nice.
Condolences.
What? What'd you say?
Condolences.
You know what? We've got fucked up families.
Yeah. You know, I couldn't even. I had my friend. He
Love that story.
gave me a new last name because I couldn't even use my name.
Why not?
I wasn't allowed.
Why not?
Disappointment.
Oh!
I could use it. I just chose not to. It was my choice, and they took credit.
Yeah, but
I was told not to. Very much. My mom said that she would kill me if I did.
Oh.
So I was creating a great tart for 10
can I
years.
tell her your business?
Yeah,
You have a business?
I do. It's this bar.
V got disowned by her father.
Me too.
Hold on, but
I
she
just
went.
owed him
She
first.
left first.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's
But
fair.
he's
That's a very
a
source.
noble lord of the city, and he's a total dick.
He's very evil.
that sounds like my mom.
It's really unfortunate. I'm pretty sure your family's evil too. Like your sister.
I don't think she's evil.
I'm
I
starting
think
to
they're
just
just
think-
on different sides.
I think families are just evil.
Family are
That's
evil.
what I'm
Families
learning
aren't
here.
evil. Families can be wonderful.
No,
and-
no, like birth families. Like you all are like my sisters now, and I like you better than my real sisters.
Aww.
Oh, we're touching.
Telekinesis hug, and I pick her up. I'm just like, squeeze.
So, I had good family. It just didn't work out.
Except for the whole things we're not supposed to talk about.
Saesha, what's your passive insight -5?
Passive insight -5 is
-5.
16.
Okay.
Okay.
It's enough. Karina was very uncomfortable with the hug.
Okay.
You would have picked, even drunk, you would pick that up.
Okay. Sorry.
I missed it, but
It's
it's fine.
okay.
I missed it too.
All right.
I was thinking
So,
about whether or not
I
my
think
family was evil.
this is sad. and I don't like that.
No, it's
So
not. It's not
I-
sad. It's actually kind of funny because like you're all so much like my sisters, but you're so much better. And so it's really funny actually because it shows that you could be like them and not be bitches.
So I have.
Oh, you don't think we're bitches?
Not yet.
Oh, that's very sweet. I'm a very large bitch.
So anyways,
No,
I
like,
have
you're
this,
like a
and
bitch
she
in the
pulls
good
out
way.
her Gathalan steel dagger.
Oh, yeah, this is really cool.
What
So,
is it?
Well,
I don't know how to work it. Oh, I know
We're
what it
pulling
is.
out weapons now?
Wait, identify. Oh, no, it's not magical.
We're back in the bar, right?
I can identify. Yeah,
It's
we're
not
just
magical.
sitting in the bar.
We identified a Gathalan weapon before.
No, you have not.
Oh, no, we identified the raw material. We didn't identify an actual weapon. Identify it.
Yep.
Can I
So-
have?
Yeah. But be careful. I think it does damage when you use it.
It looked
I'm
like
not
it
going
did.
to use it.
It looked like, well, when you shaped it, it looked like it caused
I'm just
pain.
going to bleed on it.
Did I ever use it? I don't think I've ever used it.
You bleed a lot.
Oh,
I've never.
None of you
it's
have seen
out
it
of play.
be used.
I have never used
Huh.
this.
None of you have seen it be used.
Right,
I've seen it be used.
An alternate version of you has seen it be.
right, right,
I have seen it be used. You guys haven't.
Correct.
right.
Okay, back in play. I'm drunk now.
I just love being like, don't you guys remember? We took.
So when she casts her magic, she likes to bleed on things.
Oh my god, I forgot to tell
I
you
think
guys.
it's really cool.
So it shapeshifts. If you hold it,
Right.
it like shapeshifts, but I think it like sucks life out of you.
See, I figured because it was tied to the Amber King, it was sucking creativity out of you when you use your creativity to shape it.
That's a great
Is that the same
hypothesis.
thing? I don't know.
Mainly, what you hold in your hand, or
I'm
is
touching
in
it.
the center of the sigil,
Yeah.
is a simple bladed shard of Damascus black iron and shimmering silver metal.
It's beautiful.
It's basically a dagger-sized shiv of beautifully unique Damascus steel. It could technically still be used as a weapon in its state, but it's not shaped like a dagger. It's dagger length and is like a bar of Damascus iron that comes to a pointed end
Okay.
in its current form.
It's like before you put the handle on the blade, it's just a blade.
Yeah, yeah. But you cast Identify?
Yeah, I bleed all over it.
Got it.
All right. You get quite a bit of information. This mercurial-like weapon, made of Gathalan steel, looks like an iron ore and silver Damascus blade when it is inert and not being held. However, when it is held and psychically linked with its wielder, attuned, the Damascus becomes a shimmering solid chrome weapon capable of taking any basic melee weapon shape and property with a bonus action. It makes that weapon a +1 magical weapon
God.
and is psychically charged, causing an extra D8 of psychic damage with every hit. The wielder, a D8. The wielder can charge the blade with more psychic energy up to a total of 4d8 psychic damage, but they take half of the psychic damage dealt. And this weapon has the ability to pierce through psychic immunities and resistances, making immunities resistant and resistances take full damage.
I just got. I hit the blade. I'm like, stupid.
What?
Sucks. I explain all of it.
Wait.
Wow.
That's a lot of psychic stuff. So, like, if you have psychic resistance, it'll just cut through it.
Yeah,
In a
but
way,
it's
yeah.
tied to the Amber King.
What does that mean? That, like,
It's tied to an elder evil.
There's no
so, like, you talk to
Nothing.
him through it?
from that. No, the Identify did not link anything with the Amber King.
Quick note, incorrect.
What? Incorrect.
That's just the Nor.
I assumed that it was because of the
I thought so too.
chaos in the land it came from.
The very nice man in my head told me nothing about Amber
Holy
King.
shit.
I just feel like it would have to be amber, or at least brown.
That would make more sense, but
Like that orangey brown
like
amber
the way
color.
Huh. That's
It's-
really nice.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
It's cool, but it scares me because, like, I don't want to take damage when I use it.
I can hold
Can
on
I
to
use it?
Oh.
No. I take it back.
Okay.
I know.
I'm
how
gonna
to
think it
use-
over.
I know how to use daggers well now.
Well, it's not a
can be
dagger
anything.
if I
It
hold
can be
it.
anything. That's true.
It
Yeah.
could be a rapier
Yep,
and then
yep.
into a long sword.
Okay, I hold
Never
it.
mind.
Does it take psychic damage to just change its shape?
It takes a
Doesn't do
little while
anything.
to get
Doesn't
You
do
have to
anything.
attune to it.
All right.
And I do not believe you
I'm
have
a-
any slots left.
You
I thought I unattuned to something.
Yeah,
I-
so you could fill it with something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scroll all the way down.
I forgot what the
You would-
Limit of 3 items.
Yeah, you would have to
Oh,
not
thank you.
use Kin's Edge to use this weapon, just so you know.
Can I like switch back between attuning, or is this like a difficult process?
It takes an hour to attune.
I can do
should
it
do
in the
it while
morning. Why not?
Weapons and alcohol don't mix very well traditionally.
Oh, that's not what my family thinks. It's a
Right.
dwarf thing.
That makes
All right,
sense.
I'll tune to it some other time, and I put it
do
away.
tomorrow.
Well, I want to go do something like go find a dog like Lanky Boy, save and rescue cats. Do you know what cats are?
It's that.
Oh,
and I
like,
pull the painting back
Saesha.
over and
like baby
that's me.
tabaxis.
I will tell you right now that
Like a normal cat.
that burning fire inside of you,
Mm-hmm.
that weapon,
Mm-hmm.
hurts elder evils.
Yeah.
What?
Mm.
What?
Yeah, it does.
Saesha, what?
What could I trade you for that?
Nothing. Why do you want it so badly?
Because
Zone of Truth, and I and I draw it
Oh my god, we
in
could
my
totally
still
play Truth or
bleeding
Dare.
hand
In the
on the
zone
bar.
of truth.
we're playing Truth or Dare!
In the zone of truth?
The last time we did that, it ended very poorly.
That was a seance.
That
This
was
is
a
Truth or
seance.
Dare.
The seance came from a game of Truth or Dare. Fun fact.
Did it?
Did it? I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
we were all playing Truth or Dare, and then
Well, no seances.
Well, we never actually got to play Truth or Dare.
Yeah, we seanced.
Because
she draws a circle on the bar in her still bleeding hand, and she just writes.
we should do
Zone
Ouija
of
board next
Truth.
time.
She just leaves it on the bar.
Boing.
It's not a spell. I don't
You
have
see
that.
a rag.
No, I'll clean it.
Do you want me to just cast the spell?
No, because I'm uncomfortable with actually telling the truth.
Okay. That's
Well,
fair.
that's not Truth or Dare.
Fine, cast the spell.
Cast it, cast
I
it.
clean Zone of Truth.
Zone
off.
of Truth.
All right. Does everybody
I
willingly resist, or
Yeah.
like accept the spell, or
Yes.
do you resist?
Yeah, Karina's autistic. She was already in Zone of Truth.
No filter.
No filter.
Karina's also, while everything's going on, she's like digging through her notebook and ripping out pages.
Okay, that's gonna be kind of mean to the books.
No, her like doodle notebook.
Oh, but she's ripping up the pages?
No, just like taking
Tearing them
out
out.
individual
You're
pages.
tearing them?
No, it's a good
You're a
thing.
druid! She's so distraught! Do these pages have feelings?
You can speak to those corpses.
But they're corpses.
Speak with dead.
Speak with dead.
Speak
Why
with
do you
plants.
want
I don't
my
think speak-
dagger?
You heard my oath.
I heard your oath, the one that you can lie now.
The one that I am going after 2 elder evils.
Right, yes, that one.
Oh.
That would be effective against them.
Because it bypasses any defense that anyone has built up or manifested.
Well, I can fight them with it too.
You have an axe that would be just as effective against them.
Oh, that's true.
That is a fair point, and it kind of like is super important to your like culture. But yeah, do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want. I'm not your mother.
Well, I do think it's cool, but I also don't like the idea of having a weapon that deals damage to me. So I guess it would be more fair for you to have it.
And hey, she's not gonna throw it in the woods.
I wasn't gonna throw it in the woods.
No, I was
No,
talking
she
about
was talking
Voss.
about Voss.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the lantern.
Mhm.
Oh, full circle. Okay. Okay, you can have it.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you want for it?
You can just have it. It's the right thing to do, and I know it's the right thing to do because I don't want to do it.
That's so
Aw.
beautiful.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually very
As-
poetic.
Yeah.
Anyways,
It's nice.
I'll forget about it later. It's fine.
Okay.
I'll forget about it eventually. Here you go.
Don't get weird with it. Don't get weird with it like the stone, or I will throw
I will
it
make
in.
you
No,
put it
no,
away if you're
no.
gonna get weird.
Yeah.
What's the weird
I won't
stone?
get weird with it. I'm just
The
really
weird eyeball
drunk and
stone?
Is it
really
like a talkie
happy.
stone, like my stone?
Yeah, but that one's gross and I don't like it.
Oh.
It has an aboleth in
And it
it.
looks like a turd.
Yeah, it's tied to an aboleth.
And it consumes your knowledge the more you use it.
Why don't
It
you throw
eats
it
your
away?
brain.
Because I've been using it to get information for what we're doing.
That sounds counterproductive.
And when she got it, it was under the oath of knowledge.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
Aw.
sentimental of who she used to be. So she doesn't want to let it go, or she truly will be a different person. I'm so sorry.
Just call me out!
I'm so sorry. It was the zone,
Zone
of truth. I
is still
promise.
going.
But
Wow,
like,
okay.
it's better to
I
be a
didn't
different
mean. I
person
didn't mean that.
sometimes, I think.
Not too different.
I mean, I'm a different person, and I think it's better. Because old Karina's a dumb little disappointment and has no family, but has a good Minotaur bestie. And now Karina is here, and Karina has new friends and a new world that's really fucking weird.
But
it's
there's
okay.
dogs.
There's dogs, and I gotta learn more about that. So, new person is sometimes.
I'm sorry.
Why?
I was looking at your notebook.
What?
Before I realized I was doing it.
That's okay.
Sorry.
What's in it?
Here, I. Oh my god, this is bound really well.
Wow.
Come out!
This is giving me anxiety.
Here, drink this.
Leaf writes on the chalkboard, "If I give you a bottle, will you go upstairs?"
Oh yeah, and I take
2.
one.
You get one.
It's okay. We'll take the one. I use telekinesis to grab another one. I
Leaf
love
writes
that.
2 blissful months.
Yes.
Hey,
Missed you, Leaf.
Leaf, do you like different colored chalk, or you just like what you've
We've
got?
never asked him of that.
Wow, you guys are really shitty to him.
We are.
We are
the
so
truth.
sorry, Leaf.
You just see, yes! Circle! Exclamation point. A
You know-
bottle floats to Karina.
I did actually see a bunch of different colored chalks at Mama Uwe's place.
I
we
will
could
get
get
you
rainbow
all
chalk.
the colors, cause you're cool.
Rainbow chalk.
And so, are we going to the room?
Yeah, we're going upstairs.
Yeah,
To the common room,
yeah.
probably.
I grab a bottle because I'm tall enough to reach it.
Here we go. We all have bottles.
Okay, let's go.
Leaf writes, "I meant one total, not one each."
I'll pay you. I actually have so much
I
money.
got
I leave
one.
it at the bar. Not all of it, but however much I think would cover it. How much I think would cover it? I don't know, 20
In
gold.
these-
There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
It goes back into the business, so it's fine.
Leaf goes,
paying herself
"All right, fair
at this
enough."
point.
Yeah, I put 20. I
Yeah.
put 20.
Leaf puts it in the cash register.
No, we paid for it. We didn't embezzle it.
Yeah, I
Oh,
paid
yeah.
20 gold for these. I'm assuming it's like, I
No,
can't
I
do math, there's
super
4.
bummed that bottle.
So like 5 gold per
I
bottle.
embezzled
I have
the
no
shit
idea
out
how
of
much
it.
these are worth.
It's about right.
I've already changed the books to make it to where that was never in our inventory. Telekinesis is
You
an amazing
touched
spell.
the books.
I didn't touch anything.
You're
God, you look like my old teacher
That's
right
what books
now.
are for.
I opened the door with
okay.
telekinesis.
I haven't gone over them yet.
Did we leave Zone of Truth to come up here, or is it still going?
No, you leave it to go.
Okay.
Aw.
Yeah, we leave it zone. It's no longer in zone of truth.
I could cast it one more time.
If you
No,
want.
I could cast it 2 more times.
Yeah, let's do it in
That's
common.
your
room.
choice.
Okay.
It's
okay.
fun. I think we're getting to know everybody, and we don't like keeping secrets
Yeah.
anymore.
I'm bad at secrets, unless they're like ones you have to keep, or someone will kill you.
Oh, so dramatic.
So, you cast Zone of Truth again. Does anybody resist it?
Nope.
No.
Okay, everybody's in.
Cool. I want to do a seance.
No.
No.
Okay, so real
I don't
quick,
feel like fighting anything if it goes wrong.
real
That's
quick, because
fair.
constellations are kind of important to me, and so I've been thinking about this, and it's pages that she's taken from her doodle notebook. She goes, these are constellations on my home, and I thought of all of you. And those are because you guys don't do the thing here where the constellation you're born under tells you about you.
Yes, it is. We do.
But you don't do it like I do it, and it's a different sky, so it's not the same.
That's
Got a
so
point.
these are my constellations for you.
This is perfect.
That's really neat.
And so you have the Grand Eagle. Grand Eagle. He's like he's this Aarakocra, and he's huge. He's fat now, or he was. But he was a great king, but he also was very like, whoa, like he, you couldn't fuck around in that city.
Oh, stern.
Because you'd find out.
Yeah, he'd find out and he would deal with it because everybody was going to feel safe in his kingdom. And I think of you. And then you got the shield, which it's a constellation in our sky that has a really big bright one in the middle, and that's our guiding star. So like when you get lost, you look at the shield constellation and you can find your way home. So they say that all good leaders are born under the shield. And for you, I had to kind of fudge it a little bit. I gave you the tomb, because the tomb is, like some people, death is gross and scary.
I don't get that at all.
But you like it, and so the tomb is, we put that constellation. People born under that constellation, they're good at guiding people to the afterlife, and
I'm very good at that.
they're good at stuff with dead people, and I'm bad at it. So
I can teach
Wait.
you. It's very simple.
Wait,
oh no, thank you.
so you know that if we were in your world, we'd be born under this constellation, or you're just like guessing?
I'm guessing.
Okay, that's fine.
That's nice.
Thank you.
If you want, we can sit down at some point and I can show you how that works here.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think Venley wanted to do spooky shit.
No, we're not doing spooky
No, we're
shit.
not doing spooky
We're
shit.
not doing spooky
The
shit.
last time we did spooky shit, we summoned a pit.
We had to go to hell.
You
It was
keep
stupid.
doing cool things.
It was not cool.
It was not cool.
It climbed
It
out
wasn't.
of her mouth.
And technically, the
That's
last time I
cool.
did a seance was not then. I did another one at V's village, and
It's
I
true.
spoke to my god.
And that one worked out well. But
Wait,
the other
what?
one we did for fun.
I went back to the Crystal Palace of Judgment. I didn't know that was
place
gonna
sounds
happen.
fancy.
It's alright at best. I really don't like him. Not my god, but the other guy. He's cool. Or he judges people.
Okay.
That's kind of what they do.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kellenborg. Hi. Remember names?
Yeah.
Summon their
Yeah.
attention.
No, that's why I said K and not his name.
No, he's cool.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, but no, I did a seance on top of the mountain, and I went to Jergal's office, and then Kalimvor, sorry, I'm very drunk. Kalimvor stormed in, but in a really cool way where, like, he just appeared in his throne. Also, he looks like a massive lich.
What's a lich?
Give me a second.
She
turns around.
would be
Giant evil ghost people.
furious at you.
She turns around, casts disguise self, and turns around, and it's a lich. This is a lich. They eat people's souls.
I
for
don't
it.
like it.
Yeah, not many people do, surprisingly.
My girlfriend fought one of them.
Good
Yeah.
for her.
And then I turn like slowly into like wearing what the Baelnorns in the Temple of Fate were wearing, and
Do you
like
recast it? Because disguise self is one casting.
oh darn,
you can't change
that's
it.
alter self. That does that.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll do it again.
Okay.
I'm drunk.
We're
Where am
drunk.
I
I get it. Yeah.
Use the spells.
She casts it again, and then she turns into a Baelnorn. This is also a type of kind of lich, but this is chosen by the entire Elven pantheon. You're bestowed this as a gift. It's like extended life, and you get to retain what you look like, and you don't have to feed on people's souls. This is what I'm going for.
Elves are kind of cool.
They can be.
I only know one elf, And that's just because he married a famous lady.
You know me.
Well, now I know too.
And I can introduce you to Follow, who is a wood elf, and then Davil, who is a
He's
sun
made
elf.
of wood.
Harold's
No.
a half elf.
Yeah, Harold's a half elf, but Follow.
So I half know one.
Half know one.
They
Is that how that works?
they're like woodsy, and they're actually a druid as well.
Oh.
I don't
okay.
know what circle though. I've never asked. Where was I going?
I don't know. Were you gonna say something, Saesha?
I start chugging the bottle.
I feel like you were gonna say something, and I can't remember.
It had to do with spooky shit.
No, it wasn't spooky stuff. It was star stuff.
We're gonna talk about stars later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
later.
When I can draw them properly.
Yeah, we're gonna go up. Do you guys want to go up on the roof with us later?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to do it right now, I can sober everybody up.
I've got a neat party trick,
What is it? What is it?
What?
but I don't know your constellation, so you're gonna have to teach me before I can show you.
Mine?
Yeah.
As we all convert to our iPads.
Yeah, I mean, just a second. I got it.
Vinley does not know.
I'll also remind you that there was another seance that you did on top of the mountain, and that was to speak to the former Khan.
Oh yeah, your whole thing.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I didn't help. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I didn't
I
want
totally-
to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
My whole thing.
I figured somebody should be outside it just in case.
You and Voss watched from afar.
Alright, there's something I want to tell you guys, but I'm too embarrassed.
Just say it.
Tell us.
No, I don't like talking about this stuff.
It's
'cause
not
it
a
makes me
truth,
so
you have to
embarrassed.
say it. I think that's how it works.
know.
Truth or dare?
I guess truth,
What do you not want to say?
dare, maybe.
Oh,
Your
no,
dare
we
is
already
what do you
did.
not want to say?
Okay.
The
I'm just gonna
illusion
say,
of
I
free
hate talking about this stuff because it makes me so uncomfortable. Because I don't know, I never got comfortable talking about this kind of thing.
If
It's
you're
about when
uncomfortable,
you're-
you don't have to say anything.
I know, but I want to, but I don't.
Also, keep in
Oh,
mind,
so like
everyone.
telling your friend you peed yourself.
I guess.
This is all in our heads. We're just a group of girls sitting in a common room, completely silent, drunk, doing this.
The true woo girl
Nope,
experience.
because Karina's not in that call.
No,
No,
Karina's
we
not
did
in
it.
You
it.
redid it. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it.
I'm so embarrassed. But also, it's important. And also, if I don't, then everyone's gonna be shocked and be like, "What?" I think I want to break up with Rainier.
What?
Yeah.
I'm very shocked by this and absolutely know who that is.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, he was cute and stuff.
Oh, it's a boy, you
and
have my
yeah, it's my boyfriend. And the thing about it is that he's really nice, but I don't know. I see how other people are, and I feel like I don't know, there's just something missing. And I'm a con now, and do I have time for stuff like that? And I can't ever really envision him ever going to the mountains. And I don't know, I just feel different about it now than I did before since we've left the city.
I mean,
You've grown
you've grown
apart.
and changed a lot.
I know, and I
See,
feel really
changing into a new
guilty, and I
person.
feel
Oh, I've
really
changed into a
bad
new
about
person.
it.
I'm definitely
You
a new
feel
person.
bad because you're a nice person. You don't want to make him cry.
Yeah, I know, and
But it's okay to make boys cry. That's legal. That's allowed.
but I have
It's
this
very
problem where I never, it's I have a lot of emotions. I don't always necessarily understand them, and sometimes they just make me really angry.
Does
Yeah.
this have
Um,
anything to do with Osvaldo?
No.
Okay.
No, no.
I was
no.
just curious.
No,
Yeah, that
I've
makes
never
sense.
actually. That was never. We were.
That was a
truly.
good question.
So it was just an arranged situation.
It really was just arranged.
Does he know that?
I wonder if we can
Yeah, I
set
think so.
Osvaldo up with Flume.
You think?
I think so.
Oh my god, you didn't say anything?
I
to
don't know. I'm not good at talking about this kind of stuff. Obviously, I don't like it. It embarrasses me and it makes me uncomfortable. And I don't know.
Why
Don't
don't
be
you send him a
embarrassed.
rock that just says we're over by?
No.
That's a
No,
great
I
idea.
can't do that.
It's quick, it's easy, it pulls off the bandage.
Don't
Just
specter
a quick
him.
rock message
I
right
can't do that. I can't do that.
V, don't specter him.
What really made me realize it was the mountain trying to trick me and that like I didn't care.
Yeah, no, I say that's the kiss of death for
Yeah.
some sort of romantic
You know,
impulse.
because like the thing about it is like I get it. Like I don't know what I want. How is a magic mountain supposed to know what I want?
And you were flirting pretty heavily with that one Goliath in that one town along our way.
It wasn't that bad.
I don't know. I was reading a book.
Wait, you can't flirt with people?
I don't know. I
Typically-
don't know how you feel. I don't know what to do. This is hard.
Sometimes on the Sword Coast there are these things called monogamous relationships. They're very trivial sometimes, but people do it and I respect them for it.
Well, like I've like had boyfriends before, I guess, but they were never like a serious like relationship. Cause I mean, it was always like at school and stuff and whatever. And like school isn't really school. It's like I got tutored at home, and then sometimes I had after tutoring things I went to. I don't know, and it was.
Yeah, you jumped into a relationship immediately out of being sheltered and confined, and now you're regretting your choice, and that I think that's completely healthy and normal.
I
and-
thought it would be fun, and I don't feel like I'm having fun. Also, I don't ever see him, and also it's not. I feel like it's not serious enough to be able to be long distance.
So wait, idea, thought exercise.
Yes.
Well, he is our bar
Let's
manager.
let's say he brain called you right now and said it's over. I don't want to be with you anymore.
I'm not
How do you
gonna
feel?
that. Relieved.
Then there you
Oh,
go.
yeah,
That's
I know,
what.
and I feel guilty about it.
Because you don't want to be mean, but you know, maybe he
No.
feels the same. Maybe he's thinking, this would be so great if I actually could see her, or, you know, do the things that she does. Maybe we shouldn't be together, you know.
I would talk to him.
I mean, obviously, I'm going to. I was planning to
Oh.
talk to him tomorrow. Because I can't drag it on. And it's just, I've never really done this before, because it wasn't ever really, like, this serious.
But you don't want to be mean, and I think that's admirable.
Tell him you need some time for yourself.
I'm a con now.
You're a con now. You
I can
focus
do
in on
this.
your career.
Yes.
I can break up with a boy.
You're a con,
I'm
and that
the
means
leader
you're,
of a whole group of people on a
your
mountain.
one true love is leadership. You don't have time for another
Just
love.
try when you do it to
Say-
salvage
Our
our
bar manager relationship. Yeah.
with
Wait,
him.
I don't wanna
he's
have
the
to
bar
go.
manager?
He's the bar
Yeah.
manager, and he's someone with a lot of influence.
Okay, so don't be mean about it.
Yeah, just be honest.
Maybe don't make the boy cry.
Yeah. Don't
Just
remember that there was a reason that you liked him. And
I mean,
he's not a
he
bad
was cute and
person.
he was nice.
He's not a bad person.
He's not a bad person, and like he
It
tries.
just didn't work.
And I think what's missing is like passion.
So
And
you
it just
just
never
tell him-
happens.
You just tell him it's not you, it's me.
No, it's
I'm a
not her.
con
Don't
now.
lie.
no, it's
I don't think it's anybody's fault.
yeah. It's just these things.
It's just not working out.
Planes move away from each other during certain months, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to talk about this anymore, but I am glad I said it out loud. It is easier to get your emotions out and stuff. I just don't like it.
You're among friends. You're among family.
Sisters.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should all get tattoos.
Yes.
What?
I've been ever since you've said that you do tattoos.
You do
on
tattoos?
yourself.
Yeah, well,
I wasn't saying
they,
Karina has to do it.
They changed when I came here, but all of these, when they looked like mine, I did them myself.
How did they change? Why did they change?
I don't know. When I came, they were all my
They're
constellations.
constellations from here.
And when I came through, they turned
That's the
into
dog.
ones. Yeah. Oh.
And there is a constellation called the dog.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
Then we can say that was the big pupper.
The big pupper.
And that's the swordsman.
Oh.
There's. I don't know
But yeah,
shit.
when I came through, I looked down at my hands, and they were all not my stars or the tattoos I did. And some of these looked a lot more painful, so I think I got off easy.
What constellation was I born under? Here. Do we know that? Do we know that? Do I know that?
I'll say that's a between week thing that we have to look
I'm
up.
gonna have to look into yours.
But if
Do
you
you wanna
look
know
it
the
up,
funny
I'll
part?
tattoo it for you.
You want to know the funny part? Do you know what stars, what constellation I was born under?
What?
Sword.
No.
Shield.
No.
I don't know. Tell me.
Something
Book.
with
A
mist.
book. It was a book.
The Lady of Mysteries.
Yo, that's Mistra.
Lady of Mysteries.
Well, that's on
Like
purpose.
your mom.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Miss.
That's very sweet.
How many are there?
Did she time that?
Who?
Constellations you can be born under.
She probably did that on purpose.
12.
There's 12 of them?
She was a god.
So your Lady of Mysteries.
Change her form.
What are the others?
There's a swordsman. There's the, let's see, the centaur.
Karina's digging in her carpetbagger bag.
The star of Osiris. Not Osiris, Osiris.
Okay.
And there's a whole bunch of them.
But yeah,
You said there was 12.
Yeah.
So if,
And I'm drunk.
if you're ever ready, and she has a very long needle and a tiny hammer and a vial of ink, she's like, I can do it anytime.
Does
Just
it hurt?
preferably not when I'm drunk.
Do you know
Does-
Celestial?
I was
We're
gonna
in a
say
room with
we
books,
could get
right?
Sister and Celestial on our
No, I
lower
always
back.
wanted to learn, but if you
Lower
write it,
back?
if you write
Yeah,
it
so it
down,
peeks
in
out.
I thought if you got it on your lower back, it was really supposed to be gauche.
Oh. I
Oh
didn't
no,
know
that's
that.
a pride thing where I'm from. 'cause
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
same for me.
So
It's the most revealing
we have
spot.
this we have a celebrity. She's an orc, and she's huge, and she's this massively famous naval captain, and she's so beautiful. All the men have posters of her, and she has tattoos all over, and she's got one on her lower back. So women get the tattoos on their lower backs. They think it makes them look sexy to everyone else, but
Yeah.
really it's her power that's sexy.
We have a friend
can
who
see
has
that.
tattoos that do magic.
Oh, yeah.
Mine just look like this.
I was gonna ask him about doing a tattoo for me.
Let's get tattoos.
Let's go do it.
Are we gonna go get tattoos?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry,
Okay.
But I need to go. I want to find the book that has all of the the constellations in it.
Oh, I know where the best place in the dock ward is.
For the
No.
book.
No, for the
For tattoos.
Yeah.
But I want
They're
the
really,
book.
really good.
I want the book first because I don't want to get the wrong constellation. That'd be really embarrassing.
Before we go,
Yes.
before we leave the zone of truth, there's been something on my mind that I want to be honest about. I told Fala and Davil tonight that I loved them.
Wait, what? Both of them?
Yes, and I actually kissed Fala.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's sweet.
Why aren't you happy
Is
about
that
this?
okay?
Wait, yeah, you look sad. Did they not respond well?
Were they all three of you there together?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm going to say this because I told him the truth. So I want there to be no secrets between us. Because I thought about what Voss said, and you should know the person you're working with. He asked me, Davil did, what secret thing I did with the devil in Daggerford. I don't know how he found out, but he did. I tried to use Davil as a decoy
Oh, that's bad.
to save you all.
That's really bad.
That's rough, buddy. But you didn't.
But
But you
she
tried.
But
tried.
she didn't.
That's like. Not to
That's-
be dramatic, but that's kind of like the difference between like attempted murder and murder. Like there was
Saesha.
still the intent.
This is a zone of truth.
Yeah. You didn't. end
You
up-
were the person that stopped that deal, most likely. I attempted to make that deal as you opened your mouth to make your deal.
Wow.
He took yours instead of mine. And that's the truth. And it hurt him deeply, and he let me know that, and I understood.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, it
So
would hurt me
wait,
too.
did the I love you and kiss come before?
I didn't
Or
get a
after
chance to
that?
kiss Davil.
You just...
But
Davil asked Follow to leave the room so that we could have that conversation in private.
Oh,
How
not
did-
again.
They
How
are
did-
everywhere.
how did he act after that?
Confused, hurt, betrayed.
But he didn't like yell and scream and kick you out?
No.
No, in my experience, when an elven man, as powerful as Davil or anyone truly, they're not going to yell.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it's the worst kind.
People who don't yell are
Scary.
uncomfortable.
Not
Yeah, they're
mad, just
scary.
disappointed.
I hate it.
But if he,
Like, oh my god, like, just yell.
right,
It's almost easier to process. Like, at least I know how you're feeling. Like,
right, exactly.
I feel like there's like an additional layer of manipulation when they're like quietly mad because it's like I'm trying to make you feel bad and guilty. I don't know. I don't like
right.
it.
It's just more
I
of
feel
a
like you get
cultural
me,
thing.
I think it's just a natural reaction.
I know.
but
and it
well,
sucks.
well, so what I'm trying to say is, so if I don't know anything about relationships clearly, but I know about people being mad at me. If he didn't like, I guess maybe in an elven way, like tell you to get out or say that he didn't want to see you anymore, that means you can apologize and you can fix it. Just maybe give him a little time to process it, and then you can say like, hey, I did a bad thing, but it, you know, the guilt, it hit me so hard, and like I realized how much I loved you because I realized how much it would hurt to lose you, and like maybe that will fix it.
No, I used him as a pawn.
Yeah, but you tell him you feel bad about it.
There are some things that feeling bad doesn't quite cover.
It's
Not
up to
my
him.
experience.
Truly,
She's saying that she was going to offer his soul to a pit fiend to be tortured for all eternity.
Yeah.
That's not really something you could bounce back from.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying bounce back, but I'm saying knowing you feel if it was me, because who knows, maybe in an adventure one day you gotta throw me to something. If you felt bad about it, I know I would feel a different way about you than if you did it because you just wanted to. It might not salvage it, but it changes things, because somebody wanting to do it because they just want to do it because fuck you is definitely different than I did it because I thought I had to in the moment and now I feel really bad about it.
What did you say to him?
I told him the truth. I told him that I offered him instead of
No,
you all,
after his reaction, what did you say?
that I was sorry and that I regret. I don't know word for word. I'm going to black out eventually tonight. I can feel it.
Oh no.
Don't worry, I got you.
Thank you. Yeah, I just apologized and told him that, I did do this very dramatic elven promise that I would never hurt an innocent, never intentionally harm an innocent person ever again.
Is that like a big deal?
For elves, I did a whole bow
Well, then
and
that's good then.
shimmy.
Oh, bow and shimmy. That sounds like an elf thing.
Yeah, elves do this a lot.
I like that. How do you...
Yeah, it's mostly moon elves that do it though.
I'll
It's
figure
one
it
of the
out.
most
I
popular
like this.
dances.
It's like a mating ritual.
I like this.
Of kinds.
I don't
And
really have the...
we really like the tango as well.
I believe that. Okay. Do you think do you guys want to go to the dock ward and get tattoos?
Let's go get tattoos.
Let's go do
What
that.
are we gonna get tattoos of?
Maybe they have like a sheet of like options of just like cute
Yeah.
stuff. It doesn't have to be the constellation.
Like a
but
little
maybe they
book.
have like a book of them. I bet that's a popular tattoo.
We can get more than one. Not right now, but like we can get this one tonight. And then
I
the
need you to
constellation.
do one for me. Because
Okay.
it has to be secret.
What has to be
Okay.
secret?
I'm gonna get a tattoo.
Why does that have to be secret?
What tattoo?
Because I'm gonna get Lyra's symbol.
That's like a.
Oh, we gotta put it hidden?
Because.
Oh, because people will think you're in a cult.
Right.
They won't know it's your mom.
Right.
Because people are like, those don't have kids.
Right?
When
they do.
When
They do.
All the
I'm
time.
sober.
Yeah, no, not
Because
right
I don't
now.
want to make it look bad.
It's got straight lines. You're not doing it
Oh,
right now.
no, because it takes a lot of.
Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna hurt real bad, but
Okay.
Well, okay. Well, let's just go.
Let's
Yeah.
just go get star tattoos.
All right, so
Stop.
we're gonna go. We go. I guess we gotta figure out how to get there. Should I call?
No,
it?
I know how to get there.
How do we get there? Call
This
a
way.
carriage? Do we walk?
Oh,
wait,
yeah,
is
no,
it
we
far
need
away?
a carriage. It's far.
wait, I can show you a party trick, but you gotta show me something in the sky first.
Okay, what?
Because I can get us there.
Okay, what do you want to see?
Depends on how much the city's gonna freak out about it.
What do you mean? Are we about to
I
fly?
got her.
Because if we're about to fly, they might shoot us out of the sky.
Oh, yeah, they don't like flying here. There's
Then-
griffins.
Then I have no party trick.
Okay. We
Oh,
will take a
I'm
carriage.
like
Unless
a
you want to fly us invisible.
high-ranking cop.
I mean,
She is the law.
I can carry around corpses with me now.
if you can
I
make
can
it
fly.
okay, I can make us fly.
I'm
The
sure.
griffin riders aren't going to ask first.
They might.
Then
be a
that's
little
their
confused
mistake
by
and they're
what I'm
going to
gonna
get
do.
fired.
Let's just get a carriage.
Yeah, it's free.
I'll call one.
Carriage.
We could get the suits of playing
I'm
cards.
currently calling the carriage.
Yeah.
Can I be the spade?
To be fair, we could
Sure.
not fly. We could just.
Okay, I'll be the spade.
Okay, do I call
Travel on
one?
It could just walk.
What?
It's a good ways.
It's so far.
What
It's
do
a
you,
good ways.
what do you want to do? Obviously, you're
We're
hailing
taking a carriage to get tattoos.
hailing
Yeah.
carriages.
We're
in
going
dock
to the dock
ward.
ward to do
Yep.
Got it.
And I'm
I hail-
taking us to, like, I'm sure at some point I've passed numerous tattoo parlors on our
Please be a
way.
gas
I'm going to
station
take us to
tattoo
the one
shop.
that has the best art.
Okay,
Are we,
like
checking portfolio.
No, like in the window, they always post.
Yeah,
the,
they got
the,
their little flash sheets.
Yeah.
the flash sheets. Yeah, and you're finding the best artist.
Yes.
Is what you're looking
Could
for.
you imagine being a dock ward tattoo artist and then a member of Foursquare just walks in drunkenly and is like, I want a tattoo, I'm a diamond.
Okay, I'm going to be spade.
Oh.
I'll be heart.
Heart. Diamond.
What do you want?
You're going to be my club.
Boom.
I give you a club.
All right.
All right, we got this.
This is very
Where
exciting.
are we getting them?
On our butts.
Okay.
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 Yeah.
Butt cheek tattoos.
Sure.
Butt cheek tattoos. We're going to have butt cheek tattoos.
Wait, is the person doing the tattoo going to have to touch my rear?
Yes.
We have to pick a different spot.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. Can we do our wrists? No, I cut that up. Never mind.
I don't want.
That's my magic, I promise.
No, I don't want something that's identifiable right
what about
away
our
from my eye
ankle?
now.
Because that's normally in a boot.
Do we all have to get in the same spot?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do on our ankle.
I like it on
those
the
ladies
ankle would
at
be
the
cute.
beaches.
Okay, we could do ankle tat.
I'm sorry, V.
It's okay, I just like butt cheek.
Why?
I'll put your constellation
It's
tattoo on your butt.
Okay. Well, no, I like the idea of a heart better. But I'll think about it.
You could get another one.
I could. I'll think about
We're
it.
gonna be tattooed ladies.
Well, some of us already
Belson
are.
told me stories
Oh.
about tattooed ladies. They were always very adventurous.
Which book was that in?
No, that was Belson, the paladin of Jurgle.
Well, my tattoos are different. They're not like this kind.
The one who taught me.
A worshipper of death is bound to be. Never mind.
Did you just realize
Get in
it
the
would apply
carriage.
to you?
Alright, we're in the carriage.
Got it. And
Venly, I have a dead body question for you.
I have so many answers.
If you see one with like a cool tattoo, do you just like cut it out and take it?
We did that.
We
did that.
I didn't do that.
Well, Voss did it. There was a guy who had head tattoos when we first were on our way to Waterdeep, and he got murdered, just straight up ganked. And Voss scalped him, and
Kept it in
we-
his coat for months.
Yeah,
It
but
was very
I made him
uncomfortable.
dessicate it. So
Very uncomfortable.
You can make leather.
He
out
did
of it.
what on the scalp?
desiccated it.
Oh, I thought you said something else. Never mind.
No, there was no F in there.
You can have my skin when I die.
That's so nice. I
That's
told
very
her she can
sweet.
do whatever with my body when I die, because that's not mine anymore.
True. When I die, it's fair game.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Feel free to use the whole body.
Oh, I will.
Should have stayed at Gariel's tonight.
Why?
Why?
Not
What
like
the hell?
after I finish with y'all.
Come on, right?
It's funny.
Yep.
Like after we're done. No, I'm too drunk. I should not show up at her house drunk. Her boat. My girlfriend has a boat.
Ship.
It's on.
Wait, your girlfriend.
It's like
has a
flipped
boat?
over on the ground.
Do you have?
I don't
Didn't
remember.
boss have a boat?
Wait,
No.
you have
He was a
gods
sailor.
here. Do you have a god
Who's on a boat?
god lady
He blew
of
up a
the
boat.
water?
Oh, the bitch
He
queen.
did blow up a boat.
Wait, we have one called the Bitch Queen too.
What?
Oh God, she's everywhere.
She's bad.
She is
We have to carve her symbol.
tempestuous.
We have to carve.
Yes,
her
we would
symbol
like
into our
that
boat
one.
So
Yes,
she doesn't
okay.
capsize us.
Yeah.
They said it's gonna be a 15-minute wait. Everybody, do we want to wait for that or try a different one?
So you
No,
go,
we gotta wait. We gotta wait. They're really good here.
So you go down to the dock ward, and Karina, for you, this is the first time in this area, and this was a long. You went from like one of the furthest north sides to all the way down to the south side of the city, near the bay and the docks. And this area, as you're going, just gets darker and darker and darker as you notice that all of the lanterns here are smashed.
Yeah, the street lights are
just-
broken.
Yeah, just broken. Everything is just kind of cobbled together, leaned against each other. It looks like if you sneezed hard on one of these buildings, they would probably collapse on themselves.
I love this place.
Standing a little closer to me.
Oh, just so you know, I'm very drunk. Cujo and Titan are having a great time on the streets of Waterdeep right now, walking behind.
And
Just like, hey, bud.
you actually go to the edges of the Misty Shores. And the Misty Shores is this area where the buildings become less buildings and more so an area of the city that was once part of the docks, or whatever happened during a spell play. You keep hearing these words, whatever that is, and there's just ship wreckage
Yep.
everywhere that's being turned into shops
Shops and
and-
buildings.
So kind of like repurposing a
Rex.
battle worn area.
Yeah,
Yeah, like it looks like half of it is like charred and burnt from an old fire that has
Yeah.
been like built on top of.
Does it look like it's the people who live in this district, or is it?
Is it being gentrified?
Yeah, is it? Does it look like someone's coming in and fixing up
No.
the dock?
Are these cottagecore hipsters? Is what we're asking.
Do they wear fedoras?
Nobody's coming in to fix up the dock ward except for one theater. But you come to a place and there's just scratched on the wall, but in the area there does seem to be some glass that probably is constantly replaced that has the flash sheets of tattoos, and you see that it's Darnid's Derelict Designs.
I love this person already. This is the same ward, by the way, Karina, that we found all the purple things.
Oh, the ones that Harold won't shut up about.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually pretty close by.
Hey, everyone in the
You know,
audience.
I like this building name.
I'm very
but I
good
feel
at
like it needs
remembering
another
little
keyword in
things.
it.
That was session 2.
Ask me what my mother name is.
Darnid's Derelict Designs Darling.
My darling.
Darnid's darling derelict designs.
Ooh.
Cujo,
And
get the
then,
door.
then you've got
It is.
4 Ds.
Yeah. And 4 Ds is the most powerful Ds.
Darnid's Derelict Designs.
Dungeon.
Oh.
It's a dungeon.
Okay.
Ring,
so-
ring.
The artists already hate us.
You go in, and there is just a broken bell that kind of, it just, instead of ding, ding,
It's like
as it
And I
rattles.
start casting mending because I just want to help.
Maybe they
all
want
of the
it
parts aren't there though, so it
Oh.
doesn't go by. Long gone and rusted away.
Oh no, don't try to mend anything in the dockboard.
I
And
feel like it would bounce back.
I think they like things broken.
you see, like, just this one candlelight that is illuminated with, like, there's a silver bowl that is reflecting the light. That's kind of,
The bullseye lantern,
Yeah.
yeah, but
in a sense.
It's like
Yeah.
a dentist lamp.
yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
But
Yeah.
and there's this see what have we not see I'm trying to pick a race we haven't done in a while.
Oh,
Kobold.
for
Triton,
who's getting
Triton.
worked on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it.
Triton.
Sure.
You
The
are.
Triton.
I love Tritons.
There's a Triton, and you can see he's getting a back tattoo, and there's this dwarf that's just kind of covered in leathers and has goggles down, and there's this machine that he has rigged up to this little air pump, and it looks like an old stick and poke that he would hammer with multiple needles, but it's a machine that he has, and it kind of does it on its own. It's not a single needle like this.
Karina's shittily sketching this.
Guns, goodness, that's
Yep.
neat.
And for brevity's sake, you all get tattoos. What do you get?
I got a red diamond.
Red diamond,
I got a red heart.
red heart,
Black Club.
black club,
Black spade.
black spade. Okay.
Outside left ankle.
It'll be 25 gold each.
Okay.
Oh. Money.
Yes, you have to pay for
I'll
it.
Yeah.
pay for Bentley.
Oh. Thank
And
you.
it takes a while. And you're sleeping in tomorrow, but
You gotta
there's
sleep off that
something
adrenaline
about
crash.
these tattoos.
Oh.
As
It's just
you
so
all
beautiful.
begin to make your way back drunkenly.
Sober by now.
No, we took our bottles with us.
Okay, there you go.
That's fair.
Who do you
Yep.
think we are?
Keeping the vibe
We are
alive.
professionals, sir.
And it's
Don't do that, baby.
Cujo and
The-
Titan are carrying all our
the
purses.
darkness of the dock ward isn't dark. Like it's actually very well lit
In
as
your
you're-
area.
as you're walking.
Huh.
And Saesha, you're the first to notice it,
I'm uncomfortable.
and you got it on your ankles, right? Everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As your feet are glowing.
Oh, we got glowing tattoos.
Guys, look at your feet.
Whoa.
Is this a problem?
Why?
I don't, identify it.
Should we wear socks?
You can do
We're walking
Arcana.
out with those
Okay.
those shitty foam sandals they give you at the nail salon.
Yes.
Yeah.
The absolutely flat, no support, no
Yeah.
cushion, flying off your foot with every
And you
step.
feel like flip,
13.
flip, 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 flip.
It's coming from the tattoo.
Yeah, it's definitely doing
Right,
something.
that's what I'm saying.
I didn't know
Identify
they had
the
glow
tattoo.
in the dark tattoos.
Well, give me a carriage where I can sit down and look at my foot.
And you're gonna bleed in the
Already
carriage.
so bad.
Okay.
I've
So-
already done it
We
in
get
so
back
many
home.
carriages.
Get back home. You can't identify
Yeah.
it. It is
I'm in a weird pretzel angle trying to get at my.
Why don't
left
you use
outside.
mine? Why don't you use mine?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It is a spell wrought tattoo imbued with light. So you can have the light
Everybody has the
cantrip.
light cantrip.
Spell
But it
rot?
only comes off your tattoo.
WROUGHT.
What is that?
So you have a
It's-
magic tattoo.
Why is it magic?
Essentially,
He put
our
a
feet are
light
now
cantrip.
flashlights.
Yep.
You
Can
can
we
turn
turn it
them
off?
off.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah, you have a-
Maybe I can see in dark,
Wait,
kind of.
we just essentially got the sneakers that toddlers have.
Amazing.
Wow,
So
yeah. Sneaker tattoos.
as
Oh, we should get wheelies next time.
Hey guys, I got something we have to do in the morning.
What?
What?
I got a guy we should go investigate.
Who?
Oh.
It's a lead.
Why?
On what?
The Elder Eye. There's a
Oh.
cult of Shothragot in town.
Buzzkill.
Is there something Boss told you about?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Duh. We've been in the city for 2 days.
Is
How would she have found that out?
hesitated for too long.
I'm drunk. Shit, I can't be drunk anymore. Aww.
Yeah, you can. We're doing it right now, Saesha.
So
Why-
wait, why are we?
But like,
Why are
so
we
we need to go
listening to
after and
Voss?
talk to this guy.
Okay.
I
Because
don't-
Voss gave us a lead on the
No.
Elder Eye.
How does he get that information?
Where'd you
Yeah.
get the
He is like super in Waterdeep.
So what you're saying is we were holding him back?
Shit.
For what he wants to do, yeah.
Wow.
He.
What's he want to do? Did he tell you?
I can't tell you.
I feel like he wants to kill everyone and overthrow the entire city, because that's the only vibes I ever got from him.
I don't know. He cared about those kids a lot.
but
Yeah, well, sometimes people will do that, and they still don't care about them when they're grown adults.
Do you want a mushroom?
as girls' night comes to a close,
Darn it.
As Karina does take a mushroom before bed.
So do
Okay. Wild things happen. Karina, at some point, you sit down on a chair, and you can't get out of it.
Fantastic.
But
That's
you
his
all
digestion.
I'm one with the
eventually
chair.
fall asleep. You definitely sleep in because it was a late night for you all.
We're in
I
the
sober
common
myself
room.
up before I go to bed.
That's fine.
No,
That's
we
fine.
are in the common room.
We're sleeping
Asleep in the common room. Yeah, we all passed out.
I'm gonna sober myself up before.
No, you're not.
I'm not.
I'm not. I don't
have
know
free-
how, because I don't have
It's
magic.
the price of
well,
a good
I guess
time.
I have magic.
I
but-
have the
not
price
allowed
of
to.
girls' night.
We all have to be miserable to pay penance for what we did tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how addictions start.
If you do it without
If
It's
you
okay.
keep-
consequences.
I can fix the
Mhm.
drunk next time, but this time, hangovers.
No, I can fix the drunk. I got.
Yeah, but this time, hangovers.
Okay.
That's when you gotta eat the greasy bacon in the morning.
I'll make the bacon.
You all fall asleep, how drunken in your stupor,
In a little puppy pile. Except Karina.
and
Karina's
it
off to the
is
side, but one hand in.
it is past morning and closer to noon, as the door to the common room slams open, awaken you as there is a pounding headache.
Oh.
My head pops out of the
And you
portal.
all see a man dressed in purple that does not look very good.
That is
Harold?
where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Oh
no!
Next week, we will be joined by the wonderful Ray Berry.
So, yeah.
Oh,
hold on.
shit.
Yeah.
Please join us for the fun episode that will definitely happen next week.
Yeah. Yeah, when we have Ethan back. But if you have not entered hashtag Eldritch or hashtag Beyond, please do so now for your chance to win a $50 gift card from Eldritch Foundry or a player's bundle from D&D Beyond.
We're going to pull those winners at any minute now.
Yeah.
So are you guys gonna put our new tattoos on our character sheets?
Sure.
You can
Pull up those mushy tables. I know you got them. I gave her a funky mushroom.
Man, okay. Lord. See, you know, okay.
I'm gonna babysit.
We had a whole thing written for tonight.
And we all
You
sat
had
down
a
at the
table
table.
full of us. I think it's adorable you thought you'd get anything done.
Look, we gave you a strong lead, and everybody's like, "Girls' night," but it was a blast.
Yeah.
You know
It was a
Yeah.
blast.
I remembered at the end of the night.
No rules on girls' night.
All right, here it is.
Okay.
D100. While we wait on that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
What do I
Roll a
roll?
D100.
A
D100.
D100.
2d10s.
Hold on,
30
how do I
even.
do that?
Here, I got you.
Oh, you got one?
A 0 and
that
a
one?
3.
Tastes like oatmeal and you become
And that one.
incredibly
Okay.
sentimental.
You're already
So
sentimental.
that's a 30.
Wait, what
Okay,
did
so
you just do?
30 for
I
me.
ate a mushroom and started crying.
Also, oatmeal,
Give me a mushroom.
and you become sentimental.
Give me
You
a
both
mushroom.
ate the same mushroom.
Yep.
Give me a mushroom.
All right.
I just really love you guys.
We have our winners. Winner of
He's
the.
getting one too.
Oh, okay.
37.
Sorry, winners, you don't get to know.
Yeah, it's okay.
Sorry.
Come
No.
on, just do it quickly.
No.
It's all about us tonight. Tell me she gets oatmeal too.
Nope. You get whatever it grew on. Literally, that's what it says.
Whatever.
You taste moist rock.
Yep.
It's a rock.
Yep.
It's not hard. It just tastes like a moist rock.
Winner of the Eldritch Foundry miniature is JW Django. Congratulations to you. And winner of the D&D Beyond Players Bundle is Dashing Dirk Sloan.
You ever wondered if the D4 girls were woo girls?
Now you know.
Oh man. Be excellent to each other.
And may you always roll with advantage. Good night, everybody.